X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. Can you see it? All the ones who drag my name every single day. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? They keep saying you don't have what it takes to carve out your own name underneath the shadows of gods. And I keep waiting for the day disbelievers say I flew way too close to the sun. I wait, but it never really comes. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all that shackles mine. Why do they just stand there against when they fall from the battles I have overcome? Do you feel it? Feel the cope and the seething torment they make while I stand up, man among gods. And I keep thinking with my mill, shooting ropes in my cold that faces towards the sun. They hate, but I'm sitting comfy with their mom. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all that shackles mine. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all that shackled minds. It's you and me, your mom, it's me. I'll take another hit from my name. You see now, watch me not now, watch your face now. Show you how.
What a banger and a slammer and a jammer. All in one, packaged. 3, the trifecta of good music, packaged into one song. Absolutely phenomenal. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? I have to say, this to me is basically the equivalent of like coming into work late, you know, like sleeping in and then having to come into work late. That's what it feels like right now. I kind of slept in till like 4 p.m. Normally I'd go live at 5. I would go live at 6, but I didn't because I'd only been up for an hour. So I decided to go live at 7 because I thought, you know, I had to stream today. I wanted to stream for you guys. I promised you I'd stream today. So I'm streaming. Guten Tag, bonjour, nin hao, jambo even? What does jambo mean? Hello, I assume? But what language? Conyer followed me? Pog. You're in. Has anyone seen the picture of Macron looking absolutely defeated after speaking to Putin on the phone? Grim shit. Oh, that sounds sad. Yes, Jambo is hello in Swahili. Oh, well, I don't know Swahili, but now I know one word in Swahili at least. We've learned, we got one down, and probably tens of thousands of words to go. I just learned like 0.0001% of a language then right now. Isn't that dope, chat? You know, I would like to learn just an absolute fuck ton of languages in my life. That would be pretty dope, just having that skill and then never disclosing it, just only ever demonstrating it to people. That would be the coolest shit ever. Macron sucks. I say let's bring in the Sixth Republic. Vive la Six. I don't know what the... Listen, I don't know enough about French politics, okay? Fuck the French, okay? I am racist towards them. What's a racist slur for French people? Is there one? Trying to think. Pedophile? I mean, that's a slur to call anyone. Frog. Oh yeah, people call people call French people frogs. What is the point of that? What is the origin of that? French is a slur? Yeah, it's already a slur in and of itself. You want to hear an even bigger slur, though? Because it's two slurs combined? French Canadian. There you go. Can you imagine putting those two things together? I heard French Canadian once for the first time and was like, oh my god. How could a more ridiculous group of people exist? We're getting a little bit racist today. Enough about my racist past. Let's talk about my racist future. Crying Cockatoo, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $5. You are extraordinarily kind. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the Dono Golarino. And of course, as usual, my lovely viewers, my lovely Xanderholics, if you're watching and you want to support the stream and you want to see me clamber into a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie and wear it for the duration of this stream, for whatever reasons you may have to see that, it's not my business what your reasons are, frankly. You can donate on my website. Over at xanderhal.com/live. You can donate at my website. If we hit $300, then I put it on. You can donate over on YouTube. You can donate through my Twitch if you want to, though I'm not streaming on Twitch right now, as well as through Streamlabs, or you can pledge on Patreon, because we got some good content going up on there soon. I think in the next day or two, actually, the first episode of the reaction that we're doing to Adventure Time will go up, and we're probably recording the next one tonight. At least we're hoping to. That's the plan right now, is to record the next 3 to 6, maybe 9 if we can really push it episodes. Because the sooner we can get through season 1, the fastest. No, it's too fucking late. Ah, damn it, a pillow. Fuck, never mind, we can't do it. Unless you do that shit within an hour. Yeah, never mind, a pillow's gonna be too tired, I guess. Yeah, it's really hard to do with a pillow, because a pillow's got a really tight schedule, and so does Ethan. So it's gonna make doing this whole reaction series thing extraordinarily difficult, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best to get through the entire show. It's what is it, like 11 seasons it ended up being? I think it ended up being 10 seasons, but just barely. Like, it was 10 seasons by technicality. Like, they broke up season 9 into 2 halves, and it was like the last 2 seasons were like each half a season long or some shit like that. And it was like, okay. It was really 9 seasons, but they wanted to make it 10, so okay. Meanwhile, I have no schedule. I'm fine as long as we start recording by 7 PST. 7 PST? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright. I'll keep that in mind then. I'll try to stream more early in the day, or we can do those on days that I take off. We'll see how that, we'll see how we work that out. Anyway, let me bring up some cameras around Ukraine. I also have an exciting surprise segment for all of you that should be quite fun. There we go. We got ourselves a nice live camera in lovely Kiev. I believe we're in Freedom Square, like looking at we're at a weird angle in it, like you can't really see it, but like we're looking off towards, at least last time we looked at these cameras, where there was fighting, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna be using this camera for the live footage today. Kiev seems to be like the place to look. So dark. The sun's coming up soon. It'll be daytime soon. Unfortunately, the sun coming up in Ukraine doesn't really mean safety the way it did the first couple days. I wouldn't say it meant safety, but it doesn't mean like probably not going to be much fighting like it did the first few days of the invasion, because at this point Putin's, had to put the pressure on, There's fighting happening day and night consistently with not much variation. Doesn't really seem like there's much of a difference between day and night at this point. So, yeah. Am I going to bust a lung again? I mean, if you guys want to donate $1,000 to make me fucking take 3 lung busters and get extraordinarily high, I'll do it. But yeah. How about Odessa? Is there anything crazy happening in Odessa right now? I haven't checked the news since about an hour, 2 hours ago. $1,000 for tolerance break? Yeah, a month-long tolerance break would be handy. I think it's 20 days, 21 days for tolerance break. Like, to get the most out of your tolerance. Like, you can go longer to get, like, all your tolerance done and gone with, but, like, that'll get you back to where you want to be, usually, apparently. Did you watch the international trial thing? I did not, Somniostatic. Would you be down to link that to me? It depends on, like, how relevant you think it would be to cover, though. Heard about Disney donating to anti-LGBTQ bill? No, I didn't, One Piece. Want to link that? Jesus, you guys are just updating the fuck out of me here. Chat, I have been having so much fun off stream with Elden Ring. It is beyond absurd how great that game is. Continue without subscribing. There we go. It is beyond absurd how good of a game Elden Ring is. Texas abortion ban basically failed. Abortions only went down by 10%. Whew. Here, really quickly, let me check something. I gotta check something important. Hold on. Okay. Just checking something. All right. Hell yeah, I'm already at level 72 using Dex build. I'm really glad you like it. I'm doing Dex as well. Right now I'm level 45. I haven't put most of my souls into leveling though. So right now, I think I just got my Dex to 20 and my strength is at like 14 or 16 or just something like fairly basic, above 10. My strength is at the moment enough, and I'm using the normal katana. I've got it to like +9 or some shit like that. It is tearing through everything I've encountered in Limgrave so far, every boss, every dungeon, and I'm using Map Genie to clear my way through it. In fact, do I have Map Genie, like, pinned? I don't. That's fine. I can just bring up Map Genie. Damn it. It always fucking unchecks the stuff that I don't want to have unchecked. Okay, hold on. I need that. I need that. That's fine, that's fine. I don't need that, don't need that. That's good. Creature, leader, everyone else is fine. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Do care about that. Care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't. 1 second, chat. Give me a moment. I promise this is going to be very exciting, okay? Very, very exciting. There we go. All right. Allow me to show you guys my progress in Elden Ring so far via mapgenie.io. Slight spoilers for Elden Ring, by the way. if you're playing through it. This is how big the map actually is. Also, there's this shit down here. These are all complete different zones. This is how big the map of Elden Ring actually is. It's pretty fucking big. However, here's the opening area that most of you who've played Elden Ring are probably still in right now. At least I am. And I have thoroughly gone through with this map genie thing. And this is a plateau here that I've currently like sectioned off to do later. But right now I'm working my way through. I just need to do this sending gate here. I need to check this imp statue seal once I get another stone sword key and get this green turtle talisman. Still need to grab this golden rune. There's a quest here from D, Hunter of the Dead. Just a few things up here on this ridge I need to get that I'll grab. And I'm not going to enter this castle to get to the rest of the map until I've also cleared out all of Caelid as well. The desaturated, like, transparent bits are what I've searched. So I'm looking for runes, key items, sites of faith, dungeons, bosses, talismans, golden seeds, tears, cookbooks, anything basically that you would want when you're going through in a playthrough of this, quest and NPC locations. Just really going through. How wide is it? Pretty wide. Like, the area that I'm in now is just like a peninsula that it doesn't even, that barely connects to what is the actual whole of the map, you know? It's pretty significant. But yeah, so this gives you an idea of my progress. I have had little resistance so far. I've not found the game very hard so far, every boss that I've killed. I'd say the hardest area I've gone through so far has to be this, there's an imp statue here. Yeah, this one. The one in the Stranded Graveyard. The what's his name? Fucking Fringe Folk Hero's Grave. This one that you use the stone sword key to get to at the beginning location with the chariot. That shit was pretty fucking difficult. That did make me rage a little bit. I was like, fuck. But like, so far, I haven't had any like real serious rage off stream. Like, not like I did in Dark Souls 3 with Nameless King. But granted, I am older and more mature now, but and I'm better at these games now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just going through, and I'm literally, before proceeding to any of the story content, I think Godric the Grafted, the first like story boss you're supposed to fight, is here. I'm not doing any of this until all the stuff I can possibly do right now has been done. And I'm probably going to be so strong by the time I do this that I'll probably tear Godric the Grafted in half with my bare hands, most likely. So yeah, pretty fucking excited for where I'm going to be going in Elden Ring soon. Why go for the 100% instead of exploring naturally? Seems like the game will lose its replayability if you do that. Black Omega 34, something that I've always loved so much about Souls games is feeling like I'm thoroughly exploring the level, right? I always like write down mental like notes to go back to certain locations. Dark Souls 1 is basically pornography for this, for like making shortcuts, finding secret items, and like just doing side activities that involve a little bit more stringent searching and exploration that make you stronger and give you an advantage that most players wouldn't be perceptive enough to go looking for, and it makes their journey a lot harder. This is always something I like to do in most games, but Dark Souls gives it to you the most. Souls games in general give it to you the most, and trust me, an open world Souls game, you better believe I'm bringing up Map Genie, and I am thoroughly searching everything. But the funny thing is, though, so Elden Ring has only been out for a little bit. Map Genie is not accurate. I have been finding items and locations that are not marked on Map Genie, and I've been submitting them to Map Genie and categorizing them to try to, like, you know, do my part to contribute to this map that everybody can use to search their world, right? So I've actually suggested a few locations, mostly like rune locations, like the rune items you can use, kind of like soul items in Dark Souls. I found a few of those that weren't previously marked on the map, like the 100% spawn guarantee ones that you can pick up. So yeah, I've done my part too to help the Elden Ring community, okay? There is an in-game map somnio static. It's just very minimalistic. It marks areas that you've been to thoroughly. Like there's pretty decent, like it gives you up to 100 custom markings you can put on the map if you want to mark certain locations yourself. But like not like 500 icons and shit. There's literally a meme online right now about AAA game devs shitting on Elden Ring because it doesn't have enough icons on the map, because it really just leaves you to your own devices to figure out what the fuck to do and where to go. And a lot of AAA devs are really mad that it's not super hand-holdy. The Horizon Forbidden West devs were literally shit-talking Elden Ring on Twitter for not having any good UI or quest design, because the way that Souls games work is, fuck you, figure it out. That's literally the whole point of Souls games, and they just don't get it. Those games just don't hold your hands. Souls games are not unfair. They are not unfair at all. Well, sometimes they're unfair. But for the most part, they're not unfair. Once you know the language of Souls games, you can more or less glide your way through them mostly effortlessly until you get to something like something bullshit like Bed of Chaos, right? Like you get to Bed of Chaos and it's like, okay, well, no, being good at the game will help you here, but like you're probably gonna die once or twice if you get unlucky, because this is an extraordinarily RNG, poorly designed fight. But most 99.9% of Dark Souls fights are not designed that way, like Bed of Chaos, okay? Once you get good at the game, and I know it's a meme, but once you get good at the game, once you learn it's very much like how when you start playing video games, every new game is like an adventure to you, but then once you're like 15 or 16 and you've played like 30 games or something like that or more, and, you know, games start giving you tutorials and you're like, okay, fuck off. I know how to jump in a video game, okay? I know that yellow paint on a ledge means you can climb it, okay? I know these things, you know? There's a certain point where the language of games becomes second nature, almost like riding a bike to you. The same things happen with the Soulsborne format, where it's like, okay, I get it. I know what an Estus Flask is. I know what a bonfire is. I know that, like, you want to generally dodge towards the side of an enemy from what arm they're swinging. Like, if an enemy has a sword and they're swinging with their right arm, you want to dodge to the right, to their right, to your left, but their right, because they can track you better if you dodge to the left, because they're swinging to the left most likely. Just there's certain things about, or like red barrels exploding, right? These are just basic things about gaming that you just sort of learn, and it happens in Souls games, and it makes it a lot easier for you. Yeah, Elden Ring brings a lot of new features to the table that are nice. Anyway, we should get back to what is important here. We should get back to the memes. Anyway, please consider leaving a like on the stream. It helps out both the stream, the channel, and of course the coverage a lot. So consider dropping a like. It is very kind of you. Okay. Really quickly, before we get to the Ukraine stuff, I do have like a feed going on of Kiev right now, so if anything happens, we'll hear it and I'll switch to it immediately, but oh my lord. But we got to talk about something, guys. We got to have a quick pre-news coverage segment first. This morning, I woke up to my lovely girlfriend watching the new Philip DeFranco video. That's usually how I wake up. Like, Lonnie will put the new Philip DeFranco video on the TV, and it's like, oh, what's going on today? Oh, wake up to the... It's like waking up to the news, you know? Anyway, I'll wake up, and I'll be watching... I was watching this Philip DeFranco episode, and he brings up the new Batman movie. Sup, you beautiful bastards? Listen... I got my issues with Philip DeFranco. I think his takes on that one New York Times article about the radical, like the alt-right rabbit hole, were pretty dumb. I get his like frustration with that article, but I also think that it's concerning that he didn't do more research on what the article was about and what the point of the article was before having a meltdown about it on Twitter when he's the news guy, you know? He's the guy that I trust to like be informed enough to tell me what's going on. You know, that did kind of upset me. For those that don't know, basically an event that sort of helped kick off the popularity of BreadTube was this New York Times article that came out right after the Christchurch shooting, about Caleb Kane, aka Faraday Speaks. He told his story about how he got out of the alt-right rabbit hole. I did the same. And, that ended up having a New York Times writer reach out to him and me and write, articles about this. And that those articles went viral. And Philip DeFranco got mad about said article because basically there's a collage at the beginning of all of Faraday Speaks's YouTube, watch history. And the idea of it would be, as you scroll through the article, the collage in the background, the more, non-problematic YouTubers would fade out, and it would leave behind, the more radical ones, I guess. But there was a glitch in the way that, that it worked, because it was, a fairly complex, thing to do. There was a glitch as to where Philip DeFranco's picture was the last one to disappear. It's very clearly a glitch, to the extent that, all the other images fade out, naturally, until Philip DeFranco's image is the last one left, and then it just pops out of existence. It was very clearly, a glitch, and it was fixed quite quickly, but Philip DeFranco had a meltdown about it on Twitter, claiming that the New York Times was saying he's a super Nazi far-right YouTuber. This happened a long time ago, so I don't really hold it against him anymore, but that was a little bit cringe of him as far as being the news guy goes, not going past the headline quite literally. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this video because he featured this video in his new episode and kind of made fun of it. This guy, this YouTuber, this right-wing YouTuber named RK Outpost Live had a little bit of a meltdown over the new Batman movie. Not really a meltdown necessarily. I think that's actually a bad way to describe it, but just I think went a little bit more mask off than most of the YouTubers that make this type of content typically do, and just kind of he said the quiet part out loud. He said what the quartering and no bullshit and geeks and gamers were not really willing to say, and let's just say people aren't happy about it. Let's go ahead and watch. I should give a disclaimer, by the way. I haven't seen the new Batman movie. I heard it's very good. I really liked Peacemaker. I really liked The Suicide Squad. I also heard that Doom Patrol was good, so it seems like DC is on a good track lately, which is a change in pace from the last decade or so. So it's good to hear. Let's watch this. I haven't seen it.
What is going on, guys? I literally just walked out of the theaters here. I just saw the Batman in IMAX, and listen, it was a 3-hour-long movie. I was tense basically the entire time. I'm gonna walk back to the car, process my thoughts, and I'm gonna give you a fresh out of the theater review/reaction.
Little geeks and gamers minion. They do all look the same, don't they? Even regardless of their weight. Or their size or whatever, or their height, or anything like that. They always look the same, don't they? Or their race, frankly. They always look the same, don't they? The dudes who make this type of content? Across age groups, weight differences, heights, and race. They all look the same. The fucking beard, the goddamn hats... The baseball caps. They always wear baseball caps. The quartering, no bullshit. Geeks and gamers. This guy. Who's the other guy that Geeks and Gamers likes to have on his channel? They always look the fucking same. It's like the okay. You know how in the SCP universe there's there's Anderson Robotics, and it's this that pumps out robots that are anomalies in the SCP universe. Maybe we do exist in the SCP universe, only in our universe, the anomalous factory pumping out robots is actually just pumping out two things, okay? Clones of gamer bro dudes with beards who wear baseball caps and rant about media getting too woke. Oh, Young Rippa 59 is a good example of one of these guys. The beard, the baseball cap, all these guys look the fucking same. And then also white blonde women from the Midwest who become conservative pundits. There are a lot of those as well. I don't know where that factory is they're getting pumped out from, but those are the two groups of people that I feel like we're just seeing too many of, and it must mean there's something supernatural going on behind it.
It's going to be spoiler-free, at least for the first little while. So let me walk back, and then we're going to think about this.
I really don't care about spoilers for this movie.
Made it back
I'm
to
gonna
the
watch
car. I had
it,
about a
but
5-minute walk back to kind of gather my thoughts, and honestly, I still don't really know what I want to say. Here's what I do know about the Batman. I think it's a really good movie. I thought that I would like it going in, and I did. I really liked it. I don't know if the general audience is going to be super receptive to it. I've always maintained when we
well, that quote and kind of aged poorly.
Saw the way this is marketed, I think 75 to 80% of people are going to love this movie. I think you're going to have 20 to 25 that really dislike it for a variety of reasons. It is not super consumable. I'll say that off the bat. It is not a 2-hour package, laugh, bright colors Marvel movie. It's really just not that. You've seen so many of the reviews say, oh, it's dark, it's grounded.
We're not at the part that Philip DeFranco featured in his video yet. Just wait.
Oh, it has 7 vibes. Zodiac.
I guess this kind of counts as pre-watching. This is the closest you're going to see me get to pre-watching, okay? I did technically pre-watch some of this when I saw Philip DeFranco play a clip of it. Though, to be fair, Lonnie did cover my eyes and say, you're not supposed to be watching this if you're going to cover it on stream. So I didn't get... and I was mostly talking to her during it, so... It's mostly a first-time watch-through, okay? Mostly.
Obviously, all of that's true. You can tell that from the trailers. Matt Reeves himself told us that's the feel he was going for. The first hour of the movie is just really fucking tense. I feel like you're tense through the entire thing. The way it was shot and the score, really good. Cinematography on this is top notch. Some great.
Listen. I've been hearing people soy jack over this movie, and I'll probably see it, but I think I'm going to wait for it to come out on HBO Max. It should come out on HBO Max fairly quickly, or at least for there to be a fairly high quality torrent available. In which case, maybe I'll do a watch party of it in the Discord. Yeah, well, maybe we'll do a watch party, because it seems like people really like it. April 19th, it'll be available on HBO Max? Really? That's not that long. That's not that far away. A little over a month, Yeah, like about a little more than a month. Not a little more, but, a little more than a month and a week. Not too bad. Yeah, he is soy jacking here, kind of. Actually, I don't know what this is, actually. This looks like he's, it looks like he's saying the N-word, and he's in the middle of the G syllable. You know what I'm saying? You guys see it, right?
Shots to make sure that in that first hour of the movie, you are intimidated as hell by Robert Pattinson's Batman. And I could listen to the Batman theme over and over and over again in my head. It did have a 3-hour runtime. It didn't really seem like that. I didn't really want to leave. I wasn't bored at all. My eyes were kind of glued to the screen the entire time. That's always a good indication that I'm very riveted and intrigued in the movie, and I definitely was in this.
Okay, one thing I will say is when people say blank didn't need to be as long, I roll my eyes and completely disregard it as a criticism, okay? Blank didn't need to be as long is never going to be a good criticism, okay? What would be a good criticism is these scenes could have been completely left out or shortened or condensed to lower the runtime, and it wouldn't have, because these scenes were boring and took away from, I think, like the movie enjoyment of the movie. Like, you could make that argument, but I always hear people just say the movie's too long, and it's like, okay, were the scenes that made the movie too long bad? Or do you just have a short attention span? Because if I like a movie and it's 3 hours of good movie, a la Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't make Lord of the Rings a minute shorter. Maybe I'd cut down some of the scenes with Aragorn and Eowyn and Aragorn and Arwen as well, but maybe not even then, because I think they contribute, their own thing to the story. But like, I always roll my eyes because I just immediately assume, okay, you just have a short attention span and you're annoying. I'll watch the movie and then I'll determine what scenes could have been condensed, cut, or left out, or if there was any or not. You know, maybe I come out of the Batman and I think, yeah, nothing needed to be cut or condensed out of that. It being 3 hours was fine.
It keeps you guessing. There are several times where you think you have it figured out and you don't, which is also a good thing. Not necessarily subverting expectations type of thing, but this is a mystery. This is a detective movie with a detective Batman. That's what was promised. That's what they delivered on. And in that, I think it was really good. There were a couple things that bothered me, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, Robert Pattinson is Batman. I think
Let's speed this up because I want to get to the parts that bothered him. That's what I'm here for.
Nailed it. I think he did exactly what Matt Reeves was asking him to do. Again, the way they shot it, some of the scenes, he's vicious, he's intimidating, he's brutal, and he definitely is Batman. He doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne. You could tell that's the feel they were going for. They delivered on that. I am looking forward to see Robert Pattinson playing the Batman again. The other big actors in this, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I didn't know how I'd think about her. I really didn't. I'm not a huge, I don't like race swapping at all for any reason whatsoever. It's kind of inexcusable. However,
We're getting there. Oh, we're getting there.
I don't like race swapping at all for any reason whatsoever. It's kind of inexcusable. However, Zoe Kravitz.
How much do you want to bet this guy has not uttered a word about Nick Fury being race swapped in the MCU? Do you want to know why? This guy probably hasn't let out a single little bitchy whine about Nick Fury being race swapped in the MCU, because that cast, well, one, because you know, everybody loves his actor, but on top of that, there's the fact that it happened back when there wasn't this whole culture around pushing back against anything woke. Nobody gave a shit when they cast a black man to play Nick Fury, even though Nick Fury is a white blonde guy in the comics. At least he was back then. Nobody gave a shit, because back then there wasn't an entire fucking online empire based around creating a moral panic every time there's like a brown character in media. God forbid they be a main character as well. What about other kids? Okay. Never, ever believe that these people have as much knowledge about nerd culture as they let on, okay? They lie about how much they know about nerd culture. If you ever want to see evidence of that, go watch Creationist Cat's, or aka Vadim, hey, it's Vadim's, video on The Quartering. It is very good. Basically, he goes like really deep into like the comic origin of the things that The Quartering bitches about, and shows just how unfounded his complaints are, just how woke the comics are, just how woke Stan Lee always was, and just how much bullshit he spews, and just how much of a poser, I guess you could say, The Quartering and these other grifters are.
I think she did a great job kind of embodying that character, even walking like a cat. She was very feline in her approach to it. I like the way she fit into this movie. She did not upstage Batman at all. If anybody was worried about that, didn't happen. She does save him one time. He saves her probably 4 or 5 times. And Batman is the one.
I like the implication there that like should there be a disproportionate ratio of the female character saving the male character, then it would be a problem. Like, don't worry, guys. While yes, the female character does save the male character once, and that was a feminism, he does save her 4 times. So the ratio is still based. So don't worry, guys. You'll just have to cringe your way through that one scene. It's all right. Why is that important, dude? Are you referring to me or to the person in the video? Because either that's a rhetorical question, in which case I don't know why you would have typed it in chat, or do you want to come on and talk about it, buddy?
One who's telling her that she is kind of lost the way she's lost her moral compass, not the other way around. So I think that was very, very good. Jeffrey Wright didn't blow me away. I think it was fine as Commissioner Gordon. I again, don't fucking race swap characters. But I didn't see anything special about him. He's a great actor, but it wasn't like he was crazy good to me in this. Colin Farrell's Penguin was unrecognizable. He did a great job. But the makeup and effects team did a great job making him not look like Colin.
What is the deal with conservatives and recording themselves with cell phone cams in their trucks? Is it a small Bodo problem? No, it's actually pretty common for this like section of YouTube broadly. So the sort of grifty complaining about wokeness in media section of YouTube, while being a segment of like the right-wing political sphere of YouTube, is also a segment of the movie and media like coverage section of YouTube. And that is more of their thing. Like when a movie, like a new Marvel movie comes out, they immediately record their first like reaction coming out of the theater in their car. It's extraordinarily common and easy to do. So yeah, it's not like a conservative thing. But yeah, I mean, conservatives do have a tendency to generally ramble to their phone in their car, usually in their trucks. And make that their profile picture. Usually they take a picture of themselves in their truck on their, with their sunglasses and their hat on for their profile picture on Facebook and Twitter. You see it a lot.
Farrell in any way, shape, or form. Andy Serkis' Alfred, we needed more of it. We needed more of it. There's something that happens about halfway through the movie that's very powerful and impactful with Alfred, and I feel like we needed more of him in the first half of this movie. One of my complaints. A couple other complaints that I have, and they have to do a little bit with identity politics. And there was one line that was...
Here is where Philip DeFranco started the clip that he showed.
In this movie that really threw me out of it. It is when Catwoman basically is saying they only care about themselves, these white privileged people. You didn't need to use the word white. You could have just said privilege and that would have basically done the job, but they said white privileged people. It was very distinct, very much stood out. It bothered me and it took me out of it. It's not...
To be clear, by the way, the original sort of Gamergate movement started because there were figures and activists online arguing that media, games, movies, anything nerd related, basically. I mean, Gamergate well extended beyond games, ought to be more inclusive and more woke with their messaging, their casting, etc., whatnot. And their argument was allow the artists to create what they want to create, and if you want to make woke media, you go do that. And it was back then, at least from the perception of like the anti-SJWs, it was the SJWs attacking those wanting to create their own media and wanting to make media as they want to make it, right? It was the SJWs assaulting that. But nowadays, and as it has been for years now, ironically enough, it is these artists, these directors and these actors and these creators of the popular media incorporating woke messaging or, engaging in more progressive, diverse casting. And it is the Gamergaters, the ex-Gamergaters, the sort of hangers-on from Gamergate that have continued this sort of trend. Not the SJWs, so to say, them, who have continued the trend of shitting on those wanting, creating their own art. They're the ones complaining about the casting in media. They're the ones complaining about the messaging in media. They have become, as many have said, the very SJWs, or at least picked up the same behavior that they once criticized so much back in the glory days of Gamergate from 2014 to 2017. It's ironic.
Not something that needed to be done, but they threw it in there. I think it was way too on the nose. Didn't like it. Another thing.
Oh, and the funniest part of it is that people like this will say repeatedly that they don't care, that they really don't care, and that they don't care about this inclusivity thing. It's just that they hate that it's being shoved in their face. They wouldn't care if it wasn't being shoved in their face. It really isn't. Its existence is what they consider to be shoving in their face. When they say they don't care, it is simply a bluff to make themselves seem like cool, composed, rational critiquers of whatever they're talking about.
And this is a little bit of a spoiler, I guess. So, warning for spoilers. It's not a major one, but there were only a couple good people in this movie. You had Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you had Alfred. Those are the only two good white people. The
Oh.
rest of the three other major players that I would consider like overall like moral good people were, you had Jim Gordon, who's black in this. You had Catwoman, who's not white in this. And then you had the mayor, who's a black woman. Again, very much on the nose for current day Hollywood. Did not like that.
Too many of the good guys are black. Too many of the good characters in the movie are black. What do you mean on the nose? It's that literally, guys, he's saying the quiet part out loud. That's what he did wrong. The quartering and, like the geeks and gamers, whatnot, are better at least dog whistling what they mean when they say this. But this is what the quartering and whatnot mean when they say the shit that they say. They're just saying it a little bit more covertly than this guy is. This guy's not very good at his dog whistling, But yeah, I mean, they just genuinely get upset when there are, when there are black or just generally POC, female, LGBT characters being presented positively in media. They see it as propaganda. They see it as on the nose or as a intrusion into their enjoyment of media. Because, and I want to make this very clear here, conservatives and progressives view art fundamentally differently. They really do. When a leftist or a progressive just generally, or not even a progressive, just a normal person really, just someone who holds marginally progressive views, looks at art, they look for messaging and they look for morals and for implications and for, there's a reason why terms like the death of the author exist and why most literary scholars are more progressive. It's because right-wing people tend to view art and media not as commentary of our world or as something to derive a message from on how we ought to change the world. They see it instead as escapism, or at its worst, power fantasies. Have you ever noticed that? How often conservatives just don't get the point of popular media. They just totally miss it, Hell, even something as like normie as Rick and Morty, How often conservatives miss the point of Rick and Morty and idolize the character of Rick and just think they want to be just like him. And they're like, he's just like me for real, I mean, conservatives legitimately do analyze media on a completely different way, or in a completely different way than progressives tend to. They see it as power fantasy and escapism, not as, what it is, which is generally a commentary on our world and some sort of moral implication.
Took a little bit off the score for me, to be honest. Overall, my experience with it is an 8 out of 10. I think this is an 8 out of 10.
Hey, that isn't to say that media can't be escapism or pure power fantasy. I mean, there's a reason why people like games like Doom or a game like Elden Ring, for example, which really doesn't have, as far as I can tell, any like political messaging in it. It's really just get lost in this crazy fantasy world and have fun. But like, most art isn't that. Most art isn't that, but conservatives basically tend to view all art that way the vast majority of the time. And when they do try to add a message to it, they tend to get it completely wrong, right? Like they'll try to claim that like George Orwell agrees with them, like with 1984 and whatnot, when he was a socialist. And 1984, if anything, like Oceania, the like crazy fucking authoritarian society, if anything, was like it wasn't even left or right wing, I would argue. Like Oceania, the crazy authoritarian regime wasn't even left or right. The idea of it was that the authoritarianism or the authoritarian nature of this regime had extended beyond fascism or capitalism or liberalism or conservatism or anything like that, just to the point where those who are so self-interested in maintaining power have put into place an authoritarian regime with more or less no face. There is no face to it. It doesn't have a political ideology, because giving the regime of Oceania a political ideology would be giving it too much character. That would be giving it too much character. That would give it too much of a face, And that's against everything it's supposed to stand for. the narrative of 1984 is one against authoritarianism, period. Not right-wing authoritarianism and not left-wing authoritarianism, just authoritarianism. Now, yes, George Orwell was a socialist himself. I don't necessarily think he was targeting right-wing authoritarianism specifically in 1984. But nonetheless, conservatives are incapable of analyzing media and think that a socialist writer, like over 100 years ago was writing about, or was it over 100 years ago? Not really. No, it wasn't that long ago, was it? Like that long ago was talking about the woke takeover, which has very much become a cultural, well, yeah, it would have been over 100 years ago. It was more of a cultural thing, almost, really. 2022, I mean, yeah, not quite, yeah. Almost 100 years. Orwell warned us about Putin. I think current Russia is far more comparable to Oceania than, like, the U.S. is, certainly. I don't think that's a very hot take. Am I pronouncing Oceania right? I just read it. What's Oceania? I've only ever read it. I saw the movie of 1984, but a long time ago. But I read the book more recently, so I just pronounce it that way in my mind. I don't remember how they pronounce it in the movie because it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. The book I read more recently. But yeah, let's continue.
Movie. I think it's a really fucking good movie. You know, I don't know how much, if you're coming in there looking for a Batman movie and you think that this should be like what we've seen over the past decade with superhero movies, you might walk out a little bit disappointed. I think it was really good. Again, there's some twists and turns in this thing, and it sets up this franchise in this trilogy, which is what I think it'll be, to go on for a while. They took a lot, I think, from different comic book runs. Long Halloween, definitely
Okay. Stop soy facing now about the movie.
Inspiration. I think they even handed out a Long Halloween special comic book at the showing that I went to. It was like a special fan preview at Regal Cinemas. Got to see it on IMAX. The score is awesome. I can't overstate that. I love the music. Well, right now. So if you don't want to be warned, or if you don't want to be spoiled, here's your warning.
Okay. Now he's getting into spoilers. Okay, I think we heard the cringy part from the Philip DeFranco video. Anyway, so this video was featured by Philip DeFranco, or I should say that segment was, and of course, there are a lot of people that came in today to dunk on him, but prior to this, like, there is a fair amount of people like lending support. The video has 55,000 views with 3.9k likes. We can't see dislikes. At least I don't see dislikes. I don't have like the add-on or whatever to be able to see them. You guys, I guess if you have the add-on to see the dislikes, maybe you can go check. I don't have it, so you guys can tell me what the ratio is looking like. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the ratio was in the positive. Even with this guy, God, he really looks funny in this. He looks goofy as fuck in this screenshot. Oh my God, no wonder he wears the hat. Oh my God, that is not a flattering pause face. Oh my Lord, he looks like he's about to offer me some moonshine. He just spent the last month making in his backyard with Chuck and Cletus. All right, we're getting a little mean. 4.8 dislikes. Oh, it got ratio. That's good to hear. Regardless, though, that is a still kind of frightening amount of likes on the video, though, right? When he went his mask off as he did, 3.9 likes to 4.8 dislikes. That may be a good ratio, as in there's more dislikes to likes, but it's still, like, close, right? Like, you'd hope that it would be more dislikes than there were. I think it's because a lot of people are starting to get on board again with the whole wokeness being a problem in media thing. Despite the popularity of this movie, the people complaining about this have always been a minority, but they've always been a loud enough minority. They've been able to cause the amount of harm that a quiet majority would. You know what I mean? And that's always been the big problem. Anyway, not much else to say about it. If you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like both on the video and on the live stream if you're watching this live right now, like one of the base 313 people here right now are. And if you want to see more from me, consider following my social media, all linked down below. And of course, subscribe and ring the bell icon if you want to see more from me here on this lovely platform we call YouTube. And of course, if you want to support me financially to both get me in a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie today, as well as keep me from streaming to you guys from a box in the middle of the desert, naked, covered in lizards, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub over on my website, donating over on MediaShare, or over on Streamlabs to either do a MediaShare, a TTS donation, or just a normal donation. You can also do a what is it called? Super chat donation or a super sticker, or hit the join button to become a channel member over on YouTube. You can also sub over on Twitch if you choose to, but with all that said, regardless of how you support me, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. All right. That was a good little segment. Let's hop right back. The sun is rising, it looks like, over in Kiev. Gotta say it like Keef.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Puffle Cakes, thanks so much for the 2-tier 1 gifted subs. It's so kind of you, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Let me go ahead and add that to the dono goal really quick. Update that. We're now at $15. Feel free to support if you choose to. Yeah. I'm pretty sure soon Vosh is going to be doing a charity stream for Ukraine. The reason why I've felt comfortable like accepting donos in the time that I've done this coverage is because I know that like fairly soon Vosh is going to be doing like a big Ukraine like charity stream. It's going to be no doubt huge, and no doubt I will be participating in whatever capacity I will, as I have in the previous ones that he's done. So yeah, that'll be exciting. Who's Vosh? I don't know, but I know he's bad. Some say he's rad, but I think he's bad. But yeah, hey Alec Master, what's up? Good to have you here. We're gonna be just keeping an eye on this camera and hoping to God that we hear nothing but silence, because when there's booms, as exciting as the booms may be, I will admit, when there's booms and gunshots, it does get a little bit exciting, like, oh shit, there's stuff happening. But also, we like when it's quiet, because when it's quiet, that means that, at least in the vicinity, people aren't dying. So, yeah. Yeah, no one's dying right now. At least, not loudly, they're not. And not nearby, they're not. There are people probably in the distance, but, yeah. 1.7 million refugees already. Isn't this the biggest refugee crisis in human history right now? Ukrainians fleeing Ukraine, literally the biggest refugee crisis in human history, right? One of? Oh, since World War II? Okay, so World War II had a bigger one, but this is the biggest since World War II? Okay. I thought it was the biggest ever, huh? I wonder where I heard that. Must have been incorrect. My leftist misinformation has been corrected. Thank you. You know what I watched right before stream today? I watched somebody played through and did like a cinematic cut together of the next gen PS5 version. I guess there's a port of it, of Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. For any of you who've played that, I played that when I was a kid on my PS3. Absolute fucking baller game and expansion DLC. I really hope they make an Undead Nightmare 2. And I rewatched that because I haven't seen it in a long time. And God, there were some really funny jokes in that. There's a scene where John Marston walks into the town. It's taken over by zombies. And he goes in and there's a girl hiding in the building. And she's like, my mother, she came up out of the grave. She's been dead for 3 years, and she ate my daddy's face off. He weren't a bad man, I swear. I mean, he drank, and, you know, he loved women, and there were rumors about him sleeping around with her sister, and, you know, he didn't like it when a woman would talk out of hand, and he knew how to punch, and he would make sure that he didn't like it when a woman did it. You know, he'd make sure they knew. Like, she just went on about how he was such an abusive, drunk piece of shit. And like John's like, standing there impatient, like wanting to move on, and she's just continuously adding on and on in denial about how much an abusive piece of shit her dad was. It was a really good joke. I really liked that. There's also a pretty good few jokes about random racist rednecks blaming the zombie infection on immigration, which is pretty funny too. There's a group of racists eaten by the zombies. Yeah, that's a pretty funny part too. Oh god, my nose is itching. I gotta wax my nostrils again, chat. So, can I tell you guys my my nostril waxing method? I get a bunch of popsicle sticks, and then a tub, not like a tub, but like a little tub of like wax, and then I take a blowtorch, like a little mini blowtorch, and I heat up the wax, and I get it nice and liquidy. I get the wax all globbed up on it. I stick it up my nose, I hold it there for a minute, like maybe 30 seconds, and then I whoop, pull it out. I do that maybe 5-6 times in each nostril, and I don't have any streamer nose itch whatsoever for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Hey, Ethan. Sleepy as hell, wanted to drop in. I just woke up a couple hours ago. You need nose hairs? No, I don't. They're detrimental to my job. They just make my nose itch when I'm talking. Anything substantial? Thank God, no, nothing yet. I mean, well, not on the cameras. In the news, there has been. Right now, the Russian military is shelling civilian areas and not allowing civilians to escape cities that are under attack. You have nosebleeds because your insides are practically scabs? No. The nosebleeds I've always had well before I did that. But I've never had a nosebleed start when I was waxing my nose, ironically enough. You'd think I would, right? The nosebleeds always start from a sneeze. Or from, like, gently, like, doing this. I never do it on this side of my nostril, because this is the nostril that's fucked. I only ever, like, give my left nostril a little rub if it's itchy, but, yeah. It's always been from sneezes and doing that. Zan, I've come from YouTube chat about the Undead Nightmare cutscene. They blamed the Jewish, British, Catholic, homosexual elite for the undead plague. Yeah, that scene was cut out of the one that I watched. I remember that scene, and they didn't include it in that one because I guess it's maybe not YouTube friendly. They probably didn't include it for that reason. But yeah. They blamed it on the Jewish, British, Catholic, homosexual elite. It's so good. I have pings. Why do I have Discord pings? Who do I have to murder? Who am I blocking right now? Who am I blocking? Huh. Lonnie, cover your ears, because this could kind of be a Walking Dead spoiler. It's a Collider article. Isle of the Dead. AMC greenlights the Walking Dead spinoff with Negan and Maggie. So we've got... Oh, well. Lonnie just yelled, "I'm going to kill you." I'm not saying anymore, but that's all there was. That was just the article title. Oh, thanks, Zeus. I was scared for a moment. Oh, yeah. Like, there's no more to it than that. That was a big sip. That wasn't a sip. That was a weed hit. I love watching the sunrise. Kiev's a pretty city. I think it's snowed. Is that snow on the rooftops and the ground? It's pretty white. It's pretty crackery here. Can you still call me after stream? Absolutely. I'm probably not going to stream super long today. I think I'll probably only stream 3 hours, 4 at the most, because I do have some stuff I have to do after stream today. That's kind of important. I got to talk to Cherry, and then I've got a video I've got to record. But exciting stuff. Exciting stuff coming up soon, guys. You should get hyped. If you're a Xanderhal fan and you like drama, you should get hyped.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Ah,
I've
Parking
read that
Lot King,
tensions
thanks for
between
the
the US and
666.
Russia in the 21st century are considered by some people to be a new Cold War. I'm a big history geek, so I wonder a lot how this will factor into the future's understanding of this time period.
Well, it is quite frightening,
Welcome to
I'll say
capitalism,
that.
dude.
Nova Nocturne, thank you for the $2, or I guess your new name is Nova Illuminati, I guess? It says, for the algorithm gods. Thank you, I appreciate that. Make sure to like the stream. The algorithm gods really like that. That's one of their favorite things. Back to the Cold War is the name of the South Park episode. That is true. That is what that was called. I saw that on Twitter. Any segments recorded this stream? Yes, I did, Cherry. I recorded a segment dunking on a random reactionary complaining about there being too many good guy black characters in the new Batman movie. All right, Ethan. Unfortunately, Apillo won't be up for the to doing a session tonight of watching the show, so we'll have to redo that. We'll have to do that tomorrow or something. I've been writing down everything happening so far from 2020 to 2022, so my kids don't have to take history notes. Based. That's actually really useful. This is Xanderhal and Honey Pop. Good thing I'm not streaming on Twitch today. Me after throwing away my dignity and buying a porn game on Steam. You have 14 friends who play that game? Fucking true! Fucking true. How many friends do I have that own Honey Pop? Do you remember, that one screenshot someone posted on Twitter of my Discord account when I did the super long beating Honey Pop 1 in one sitting stream? And somebody posted on Twitter, is he all right? And it's a picture of my Discord, and it says playing Honey Pop for 14 hours. We played Honey Pop 2 for 18 hours. It took me 18 hours to beat that game, didn't it? Let's see who has Honey Pop. Yeah, I even reinstalled Honey Pop in preparation. Who's got Honey Pop? Xerox. I won't dox this person. Lady Calcana and Dr. Ryan 999 have it. Who has Honey Pop 2? Demon Mama has Honey Pop 2! And she's playing Elden Ring right now. Why aren't you streaming, Demon Mama? Demon Mama's got Honey Pop 2. You better believe it. Then Goldie has
Welcome
Honey
to
Pop 2, and
capitalism,
Xerox does as well. Oh shit, Xerox is playing in February. Xerox, are you in chat right now? I'm fucking... You're in chat right now! Xerox, hold on. Show yourself, motherfucker. The website just exposed you. The website just exposed you as being here. Explain this, motherfucker. You were playing it like the other day. You just beat the game! Return the Nymphogen to its attic. You just beat the game, motherfucker. You just beat the game. I am roasting you right now. Live to 300 people. I'm just kidding. Listen, I beat the game live to 300 people, okay? I did the more degenerate thing. You've got good taste, my friend. Did you fuck the MILFs multiple times? You better have fucked the MILFs multiple times. I replayed the game multiple times after the fact to do that. I didn't actually, but listen, I may have revisited the gallery post beating the game once or twice. All right, let's chill out here. Let's get everything on the table here. What do you mean? Please explain. You'll understand when you're older. Is there a VOD of my Honey Pop streams? There is not a VOD of my Honey Pop streams, sadly, but what there is, if you guys want to watch these, are clip compilations of my Honey Pop streams made by Lil BBG. And once I hit 69,000 subs, which we're getting very close to, I will be doing a live stream in which it is me and Lonnie sitting here together, and she is playing through Honey Pop 1. And I'm sitting next to her, sort of like, I won't even need to guide her, but I'll be next to her and we'll be making funny jokes. But she will be playing Honey Pop on my stream. So that'll be happening at 69k subs on my channel. And we're currently at 67,360 last I checked. So that will be within like the next month or two. That will be, maybe month. Yeah, I'd say within the next month we'll be doing that Lonnie Plays Honey Pop stream. So get excited for that. Oh boy, I'm kind of hungry. Hey Lonnie, could you bring me some of those, like a bag of those cupcakes, please? This is a little snack. Tell your friends to subscribe. Everyone, subscribe! And ring the bell icon, and like the stream. Would you guys like, very quickly, if we took a break to watch the, Okay, yeah, I'll take care of it myself, it's all good. Really quickly, I'm gonna go grab myself, yes, you are, T, it's okay. But really quickly, I'm gonna go grab myself a snack and, just a little bit of munchies, you know? And, I would like you guys to do a poll. Would you guys like, very quickly, for us to take a break from the Key of Live Cam to watch the clip, compilation Lil BBG made of me playing through Honey Pop 1 and Honey Pop 2? Because it's pretty funny. If you guys want to take them, we'll keep the audio going just in case anything happens, but any funny stuff or cool things to look at or do while we're sitting here waiting is always good content. You guys, okay, that seems like unanimous yeses across the board, so we're going to do that when I get back. We don't even need to do a poll, it seems. Don't look at my dick, don't look at my dick, don't look at my dick, it's too big. Chat likes dicks. Chat does like cock. That's their favorite emote. Oh my god, stop it. Stop clicking random things, god damn it. It's the one most annoying thing about having wired bullshit on your desk is that you sit down and you start... Is everything okay? I didn't close anything important, did I? I think we're good. Can you please react to this Tech Bro Russia Apologia video? Maybe I'll send Warcraft. Send it to me on... Actually, no, I'll check it out now. Oh, no. Paused it. We'll have to refresh this to make sure it's fully up to date.
I stand with Russia. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh, I know what this is. Hold on. I think I saw, like, a thumbnail. Like, I think Destiny responded to this video. I think I saw a thumbnail of this guy. Like, a Destiny thumbnail of this guy. Is this dude, like, Is this dude... What'd he do? Oh no. Tech bros are the future unless we stop them now. God help us. Why stand with Russia? Ukraine-Russia war. Alright. Alright. You know for a fact this guy has a lot of investments, alright? This guy's got some investments going on, alright? Maybe he's hoping that some things he's hodling end up going northeast soon.
I stand with Russia. Am I allowed to say that out here, or is somebody going to cancel me if I express some political view that is contrary to the public narrative?
I love how hypocritical conservatives are. So consider this. When conservatives start a whole social media campaign to complain about black people being in a movie or something, that is just them exercising their free speech and engaging in argumentation, the marketplace of ideas, and maybe I don't agree with them, but, you know, they have their right to say it. But when it's, hey, we disagree with what you said, and here's why, and we're going to argue against it, now it's cancel culture, canceled, because I went against the mainstream narrative, I'm getting canceled. Because, you know, it's free speech for me, but not for thee.
Narrative. You know, war is propaganda. Propaganda is the most important weapon out there, so it depends which side have you been brainwashed to believe, or are we all going to just simply assume that Russia's the bad guy, right? That's the popular narrative around here. And so this is what doesn't quite sit well with me, which is that most people out here have absolutely no clue what Russia and Ukraine are even fighting about, right? You've got Ukraine crying, and have you ever been in an argument with somebody who's crying? You can't win because people are just saying, oh, look, that person's crying. Why are you so...
I mean, this is true when we're talking about women. Maybe not so true when we're talking about geopolitics, though, and foreign policy. Very true about women, not so true about foreign policy.
So mean, why do you have to be a bully? That person's crying. As if simply by having somebody crying for help, that they're automatically the victim. Now,
what?
Maybe, yes, Ukraine may be the victim, but let's take a look at what happened. I put out this tweet here where I said Ukraine may deserve to fail because they banned men ages 18 to 60 from leaving the country for suspending their bank withdrawals to try to protect their own currency from a bank run and from collapsing. And I believe that in many ways, the blood is now on the hands of the Ukrainian government because people want to leave. They're trying to get out of the entire...
Dude. This is literally that meme where it's like somebody made a meme that I feel like perfectly describes all of this. You realize this is all post hoc justification, right? You can't say the invasion is justified because Ukraine is bad, and we know that because Ukraine is doing something that you think is bad in response to Russia invading them. You can't do that. That's not how logic works. You can't make arguments that way. You know, for a guy who's super smart, you know, he looks smart. He's got a lot of tech all around. He's got like nerd glasses on, and he just generally seems like he'd probably be a pretty smart guy. He's got like what, two 100,000 sub YouTube channels and a million sub YouTube channel. You got to be a smart dude to have that. I'm surprised at how poor his argumentation is here, you know?
Entire region, and Ukraine is saying, you sit here and you fight for me. You try to save me. They're trying to get out, escape, and just seek a better future for themselves, a better life, and yet their own government is trapping them. They're escaping from their own government as much as from the Russian government. And you know, Abraham Lincoln here said that those who deny freedom for others deserve it not for themselves. Quick pause. This video is brought to you by myself, DeFiPro.dev. This is a new online course and community.
Are you fucking serious, dude? Can you imagine? I would literally be like metaphorically impaled like by Twitter if I did a sponsored segment during a video talking about this war. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Even if it was just me shilling for a thing that I run.
Pro.dev, check it out. And so when I started looking into this, what percentage of Ukrainians actually want to join Russia? Well, most don't really seem to care, right? Some are pro-Russia, some are pro-Western. Most people just want a better...
Why are you looking at Quora? Bro, what? Quora.com? The stats are already in. It's roughly like 60% of people in Ukraine. It depends on the location, but on average, about 60% of people in Ukraine want Ukraine to be Ukraine and not be part of Russia. Seems about that way.
better life, and they're not necessarily going to let their own political beliefs get in the way of a better life for them. They just want a nice life. And so if a company in Russia were to offer them maybe double the income, double the salary, well, then they would migrate over to Russia. And if their life is better in Ukraine, maybe they'll stay there. And then there's some hardcore nationalists on either side who are going to just stay in the country and fight to their death for it. But most people aren't necessarily going to be like that. And so when you're out there virtue signaling, saying that,
Wait, was that answer to the core question fucking Russia state op? The answer to the Quora question could literally be anybody. It's Quora. Imagine having to make a video to defend fucking Russia, and you have to cite someone's answer on Quora, which is basically like modern day Yahoo Answers.
I'm wrong, that I'm a terrible person, and that Ukrainian people must fight for their independence. And yet you're sitting there. You yourself, you're not willing to fight physically. You'd rather live a better life, right? That's worth more than independence of Ukraine for you. So if you really care, why don't you put on some boots and go over to Ukraine, pick up a gun, and fight for Ukrainian governments? Let's take...
Wow. You think world hunger is bad, and yet you have money when you could donate all of it to charities that help end world hunger. Curious. So he literally did the meme. He did the you exist in a like, and not even like in the dumb fuck way, because lefties will post that meme and use it at times when it's not appropriate. Like people use the society meme, like the you live in a society meme, to defend Hassan, which is pretty dumb, because buying a super nice car isn't living in a society. It's an extravagant purchase, but like conservatives will use it for like people having like a phone or anything that is like not something you need to live. And the guy's doing the same thing here. For those that don't know what meme I'm talking about, somehow it's basically like it's a 4-panel comic, okay? And in the first panel, it's a lady on Twitter tweeting, we should probably, I forget what it is. It's like, we should probably pay workers more, she tweets. And then the guy comes out and says, you say that on an iPhone. And then it goes back. It's like the 1920s or 1910s. And people are like, maybe we should put seatbelt in these car things. He's like, and yet you drive a car, curious. And then it goes back and it's like, we should improve society somewhat. It's like a serf living on like feudal land. And he's like, and yet you participate in society, curious. And it's like, yeah, do you have the meme? Is this it? Well, this is the final panel of the comic. This is just the 4th panel. I think it's a 4-panel comic. There's 3 other panels that come before this. Yeah, I am very intelligent. No, he's literally doing this, though, unironically.
Take a look here. Twitter says it will consider censoring emerging narratives about the Ukrainian war. So cancel culture is now coming into play, where we're going to try to shape the narratives here. Propaganda at play.
Okay. The argument for Twitter, or like the problem that Twitter has to deal with, is how does it look to the vast majority of reasonable people if you have a platform in which you allow and cultivate blatant misinformation, right? How morally responsible are you for platforming and giving access, the tools to essentially cult leaders, like leaders of like, cult leaders start on platforms like YouTube and whatnot, and on Twitter and what, like actual like real cults have started there. Everything from like flat earth, conspiracy theories, like Pizzagate, like there's a certain level of moral culpability on an institution that platforms people and gives them the tools to do those things, right? So from these companies' perspective, they are private institutions who created these platforms and voluntarily offer these platforms for you to have access to for free. Twitter is free. You don't pay money to get on Twitter, okay? They give it to you for free. And now they have decided to change their terms of service to outlaw misinformation and other types of behavior related to it. It really is like looking a gift horse in the mouth, though, isn't it? Like, low-key. Listen, I won't say that when it comes to YouTube. YouTube, I think, is a little bit more serious. Same goes for Twitch, because people's jobs exist on there. Most people don't have their job on Twitter, you know? Like whether or not they get canceled or banned on Twitter isn't really, like, going to determine whether or not they can pay their rent. But, like, these are private platforms that, like, in the first place are just offering you service, and you're breaking their rules. And they're withdrawing that. That's not 1984 cancel culture censorship.
Instagram as well. Facebook has also joined in. YouTube will also probably start playing a role here, where we're going to just start censoring information about this war so that we can shape the narratives around here. Facebook has already started restricting the official accounts of 4 Russian media outlets. Meanwhile, over on Instagram, there's a lot of influencers, such as myself, who are capitalizing on the war. You've got people posting fake imagery from video games, even pretending that these scenes are from...
Dude, these people are going to use the Ghost of Kiev thing. Like, isn't it ironic that like people defending Russia have been using the Ghost of Kiev thing as an argument against people that are pro-Ukraine for longer than most people believe the Ghost of Kiev was real? Some dumb fuck just did like a hoax on Twitter for laughs, and now I guess that reflects on literally everybody who thinks Ukraine is more in the right than Russia, I guess. Because that's these people's logic. And the reason why these platforms feel the need to ban, Russian state-affiliated media is that Russian state-affiliated media is literally created essentially at the gunpoint of the Russian state. If Putin doesn't like what you're saying and what you're putting out there, they don't have free press there. You'll just end up dead by suicide with 2 gunshots to the back of the head. So yes, we don't want to platform propaganda being made by a country that is currently invading another country. Were we currently existing in like the 1930s, the late 1930s, early 1940s, and we had internet back then, and we're doing live coverage of the Nazis invading countries in Europe, we would not be using these arguments, I don't think. You know, I don't think we'd be doing this. You know, I don't think we'd have as many people making such a big stink about defending the countries getting banned or invaded by getting invaded by the Nazis.
From Ukraine in order to capture eyeballs and gain more followers on Instagram. One Instagrammer says, "What I'm trying to do is get as many followers as possible by using my platform and skills. The accounts are what are becoming known as war pages on Instagram, with shocking battleground footage and videos depicting violence with no context at all, and then trying to monetize the followers by posting advertisements, sometimes for..."
Okay, I will actually say, this is a good point. This is a fucking like Input magazine article, like real good source, buddy. But I will say this is a good point. It does feel like some of these wartime accounts posting random clips. A lot of the clips we've been linked have just ended up being clips from like other countries and other like from years ago and stuff like that. That has been that has been a bit of a problem we've seen. Like a lot of clips from like 2017 and a lot of clips from Crimea and stuff. Like, you know, they get picked out eventually, and it doesn't stay. The misinformation doesn't stick for long, but it has happened. But that's just the naturally what happens when people are talking about a huge event that's happening in the world right now. A lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of assholes are out there trying to spread misinformation about it.
Only fan creators. And the same with YouTube as well. Officials in the US, UK, and Europe are now discussing restrictions to target groups and people with huge audiences on platforms like YouTube. So what can we believe out here? And undoubtedly there's going to be a narrative, a bias against Russia because, hey, historically we fought against Russia in the World War II. That was the West versus Russia, the Cold War. But did you know that Ukraine also supported Hitler? Like,
he's doing the meme. Okay. So, do you know your history, dude? Yes, there were. So there were talks with the USSR with the Nazis. Like the Nazis and and the USSR almost united. Like the USSR almost joined the Axis powers. Didn't end up doing that in the end. The USSR fought on our side. They fought against the Nazis and whatnot. Like they were, at least for that, they were on our side. And as for Ukraine supporting the Nazis, no, not really. At least not in the way that you're describing. The Nazi ideology, Hitler and the Nazi Party, did not like Slavs. Okay, all right. The Ukrainians would not have been like. Would not have been considered white Aryans to Hitler. Like he wouldn't have considered them white. Just going off of everything that he believed, he wouldn't have considered them white. There is the Azov battalion in obviously in Ukraine, but as we know, that's like like the Azov battalion's like a couple thousand people, and only a small fraction of it are suspected to be like white supremacists or Nazis, right? It's like, yes, there are Nazis and white supremacists in every country on Earth. It sucks. Doesn't seem like Ukraine has a worse Nazi problem than any other country on Earth.
Here. And undoubtedly, there's going to be a narrative, a bias against Russia because, hey, historically, we fought against Russia in the World War II. That was the West versus Russia, the Cold War. But did you know that Ukraine...
He just said in World War II, that was the West versus Russia. Also, what the fuck do you consider the West? Like, you realize, like, is Italy not the West? Is France not the West? These are countries that got taken over and occupied by the Axis power forces. Obviously, Italy's a little different, but than like what happened in France. But like, is France not considered the West now? France is about as European as it gets. Like, dude, Tech Bros Learn History Challenge. Yeah. The swastika is photoshopped in. I don't know if it was confirmed, though. So you've heard this swastika was photoshopped in, but it's not confirmed, though. You know what's really funny to me? This guy was just bitching about cancel culture. Guarantee this guy would if I said Nick Fuentes is a Nazi, if he knows who Nick Fuentes is. I feel like this guy, in the next breath, is like gonna complain about cancel culture, and well, he already has complained about cancel culture, but I guarantee this guy has complained about, you know, the overuse of accusing people of being Nazis.
Also supported Hitler. Like, there's this threat of neo-Nazism within Ukraine, and so Putin's claim is that he's trying to denazify Ukraine. Now, whether this is true or not is something people are still debating. It may be political propaganda as well here, but what are people really trying to fight for here? Now, it's very difficult to understand this, especially as an American myself. I don't even know where these countries are, but my understanding is that Putin had always viewed Russia and Ukraine as a single country. He would like to unify these countries into a single whole because fundamentally he believes Ukraine to be an illegitimate government originally belonging as a part of Russia back in...
Yes. He is trying to happily, with open arms, welcome his people into his borders. Simple as that. No. Putin has gone on record, especially recently, saying that he wants to rebuild the glory days of the USSR. He wants to rebuild the Soviet Union, essentially, is his goal. He's said it outright. It is obviously his intent. He is trying to retake old Soviet states so he can rebuild that previous level of power. He's trying to build a buffer between Western nations and Western-friendly nations and him, because that's what he needs to do if he's going to start trying to rebuild that level of an empire again. And that is his goal. Explicitly, it is his goal. And you are a sheep if you think it is not. And you have a boot so far down your throat that your butthole can taste the leather, all right? If you don't think that's the case.
In the 1900s. Not to mention, he doesn't want NATO coming into the mix. Like, Ukraine was trying to join NATO, and the idea is that if you attack a single NATO country, then you attack all of them. And Russia kept saying, just be a neutral country, stop trying to join NATO. And Ukraine kept trying to join them, so Russia said, look, they didn't want an enemy on...
Yeah, Ukraine wasn't going to join NATO before the annexation of Crimea. So that's bullshit. The only reason why Ukraine in the first place considered joining NATO was because Russia was a threat and it seemed like they were going to invade, and they had already previously annexed territory from them in the past. Like, I think they even said that they wouldn't join NATO unless they deemed Russia to be, like, at a high threat of attacking them. And then that became obviously the case, so then they started the process of joining NATO, which is obviously what prompted Russia to immediately start, like, mobilizing troops to the border and then do what they're doing now.
On its doorsteps. And so Putin's fear is, let's imagine Ukraine is a NATO member and starts these military operations. In Putin's eyes, the West promised back in 1990 that NATO would not expand an inch to the east, but they did so anyways. And as I understand, Putin has been maybe ideological in his approach, in which it seems like he's trying to protect Russian culture, peoples, and values.
I don't care about that. Like, I'm sorry that in 1990 there was, like, a promise made, but now countries further east want to join NATO. Cry about it. They should be able to decide what they want to decide. And if you attack them, then you are the asshole. Just like if we attacked you first, or they attacked you first, we'd be the assholes, and they'd be the assholes. Sorry. That's how the world... Am I the only person who heard that? That might have been somebody throwing a trash bag into a dumpster, or it could have been a very far off quiet explosion. I heard a kind of noise, like a little boom. All right, well, I turned it up a little bit more, so if I hear anything, then, you know, we'll switch back to it. Sorry about that. False alarm, hopefully.
Even those people within Ukraine. And so parts of Ukraine, especially those on the eastern side, have actually wanted to belong into Russia, and they support Russia, like the territory of Crimea, voluntarily escaped.
No! Crimea did not voluntarily join with Russia. Okay? I'm so glad. You know, it's actually good that we watched that Dylan and Destiny debate Haas and Hinkle thing last night. We learned a lot from that. Actually, while yes, most people in Crimea may have been more sympathetic to Russia, that does not mean that Russia then had the right to come in, roll in their army, and take the land by force. They didn't have much resistance there because Ukraine wasn't prepared for that land to get annexed and taken by force and invaded, but it did. And then after the place was taken over by Russia, and they did like this referendum to see like whether or not like the people of Russia or the people of Crimea want to be part of Russia, that is when they did the polling that most of these people point to about whether or not Crimea wanted to join Russia or be part of Ukraine. Literally history revision. Well, that's what people like this, you know, Crimea. Isn't it not pronounced Crimea? Is it pronounced Crimea or Crimea? I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I don't know which way it's supposed to be. I've heard Ukrainians pronounce it Crimea. They call it the Crimea. At least that's what I've heard. Am I saying it wrong? Yeah, it's Crimea. It's Crimea. Okay. All right, Crimea then. Let's go.
Escaped from Ukraine and separated, becoming a part of Russia, annexed in 2014. And there's these other territories on the eastern side that also are trying to do the same thing. And so as Putin states, Ukraine is not just a neighboring country for us, it is an inalienable part of our own history, culture, and spiritual space. Since time immemorial, the people living in the southwest of what has historically been Russian land have called themselves Russians. What we now call Ukraine, he says, was entirely created by Russia. It is intolerable to Putin because the Ukrainian government seeks to legitimate itself by creating conflict with Russia, both oppressing its native Russian speakers and menacing Russia's borders. And so in his view, the collapse of the Soviet Union was a major political disaster with tens of...
Wait, why would you include the quote of him saying the collapse of the Soviet Union was a disaster and that he wants to rebuild it? Why would you include this quote? Oh my god, this hurts you so bad. Yeah. So not only has he said that, so this quote alone isn't all that damning. If I'm being honest, the collapse of the Soviet Union was a major geopolitical disaster in which tens of millions of our co-citizens and compatriots found themselves outside Russian territory. That's stretching the truth a little bit in your own favor, to be clear, but that quote alone isn't as damning as like other things he said. But he's literally gone on record saying that he would like to recreate the glory days of the Soviet Union and the USSR. He's gone on record saying this. It's not like a contested meme. Like, you just go Google it.
Of millions of their citizens now outside of Russian territory. So that's their view. But what's going on with Ukraine? Well, Putin has called for Ukraine to just surrender. Nobody has to die, right? No one has to die at all. Just surrender. That's it. No blood needs to be shed here. Nobody has to die. You know,
Dude, where's the meme? Hold on. I have to show the meme that I retweeted that perfectly represents this. I retweeted a meme that I think just perfectly. Also, chat, can we just like... We gotta talk about something here. Combat vet here. I arrived in Poland and made my way to Ukraine. I found the Legion. They wanted 3 years of my service. That was too much time for me to commit. I'm heading back now. Just letting others know on here what they're asking for. Real talk. Know what they are requiring to enlist. Who knows? Chat, who knows? Who here knows? People in chat don't know why I'm laughing. Who here knows? That's Wings of Redemption. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's a picture of Wings of Redemption. Because people have been doing, basically, there's been a consistent trend in the Wings of Redemption troll community to, take pictures of Wings of Redemption after like a national disaster happens and to hoax him into being part of it, like a picture of him with a different name. And the name is almost always Bernie Space Gores. That is almost always the name they go with. They hoaxed him into being a victim of the Beirut explosion that happened. Like, they actually got mainstream news publications to print his picture as him being one of the victims of the Beirut explosion. And they've done it a lot in other places, too, and I'm almost certain this is a picture of Wings of Redemption here. People have actually, like, successfully trolled a few journalists into getting, like, interested into, like, dead journalists that they've used a picture of, where they'll be like, oh, look, dead journalist from Ukraine killed by the Russians, and they'll show a picture of Wings. And some CNN or CNBC journalist will reach out and say, hey, can you tell me more? I'm from blank. And you'll look at their account and it's legit. And it's like, oh my God. But how could they know any better? I mean, they're not degenerates who know who Wings of Redemption is. Okay, I've never seen Wings' content. Is this his deal? What is his deal? So Wings of Redemption was one of the OG Call of Duty gaming commentary YouTubers going back in the day. He was extremely well respected generally, and was one of the pioneers of that community. He had like his haters and he had his problems. You know, people didn't like that he was a camper in COD, and people had problems with that. Oh, wow, what the fuck was that? But for the most part, you know, people respect him fairly well. But a chain of events happened over the years that ended up resulting in him becoming what is known as a lolcow. A big one was this Call of Duty 1v1 he had with another streamer, YouTuber guy like named Syndicate. And like all the odds were in his favor. They were playing in a place where Zan's hair looks crazy white today. Yeah, it does. It's really nice. They were playing on US servers while Syndicate was in the UK, so the ping was higher. It was on a map that Wings liked with radar on, I think it was, maybe. And radar might not have been on. It was, all the field was set overwhelmingly in Wings' favor. He lost, got really mad, rage quitted in front of everybody in a way that just did not look good, and then later hit up Syndicate asking for a rematch and offering to pay him to throw the match, which Syndicate then leaked the DMs of, and that was more or less like the nail in the coffin, I would say, for Wings' career. You could say it really fucked him from there. After that, it was more or less a slow degradation to the point of now he's more or less like people watch him to make fun of him, and they make jokes about him eating Wendy's chili. And I think he got bariatric surgery, but it didn't work. He re-expanded his stomach after the surgery, so he's not losing weight anymore. He's back to gaining weight, and so people make fun of him a lot for that. Just overall, he has some like pretty shitty personality flaws, I would say. Like when I go back and I watch the old episodes of PKA he's in, I find him very obnoxious. Like, did you guys ever know that one dude who, like, if they just were themselves, you would be pretty cool with them, but like you don't think of them as being like a particularly cool badass guy, but they want everyone to think they are, so they're constantly like puffing their chest about how cool they are, but you know for a fact that like the instant shit hits the wall, they wouldn't be a bad Mr. Billy Badass or whatever. Like, those kinds of like just comes off like that. I don't know who that is, Puerto Rican musician. I don't know who that is. Anyway, let's get back to the video. What was I even talking about?
As they say, an argument requires two sides in order to start an argument. However, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine,
Why did I even start talking about Wings?
has forced its own citizens to fight, right? They say that any man aged 18 to 60 cannot leave the country. You have to stay and fight. Why? Because the number one target is Zelensky himself. So he's throwing his own sheep to the slaughter in order to protect himself.
Putin wants to take over your country, take your land, and have your people that 60% of the people in your nation don't want to be part of Russia, and Putin wants to imprison and or assassinate you. You're a bad person for ordering your military to defend the nation. What is it? This is the logic you can use for literally anybody who's defended against an invasion in the past ever. Had they just surrendered, then none of the civilians would have been hurt in the fighting. This is literally the problem with like brain-dead populism as well. When your takes are nothing but war bad, you get to the extent where it's just allow horrible people to do whatever they please and to invade whoever they like, because fighting them will mean war happens, and war is always bad. That's not what this guy is arguing here, because he's just a Russia shill, but like the really dumb populist types. They're basically at that point right now. I've seen TJ tweeting even progressively dumber shit like that on Twitter as well.
If he were to just give himself up, maybe they could stop the conflict. Zelensky, and by the way, I don't know who any of these people are, but he seems to be some comedian actor. He was in...
Also, he's not leaving, like the US literally offered him evac out of the country to a place where he'd be safe. And he denied it. And has said he's not leaving and is staying in the capital, the most heavily under attack part of the city, and the mayor and like the politicians and Zelensky himself are going to be fighting tooth and nail. They're not giving up. He is at higher risk of being killed with the actions he is taking now than he is arguably if he had just surrendered and turned himself into the Russian government or just ran away, which was also an option for months leading up to this. He could have gotten out. The U.S., literally a week ago, the U.S. was offering evac for him. Evac may still be on the table for him now, actually. What is this argument?
Entertainment as a prior career, and he's very good at propaganda. Like, he's using all of these words about evil.
Sure, he's good at propaganda, but propaganda is a neutral phrase. He was a comedian, okay? He was a comedian. That was his acting career. He was a comedian. Would he use this argument against... This guy would not use this argument against Trump. This guy would never use this argument against Trump. 1,000,000% he wouldn't.
tyranny, oppression. He says here, we are all here, our soldiers are here defending our independence. Whereas most people, I don't even know if people care about their own independence. They just want a good life. Many people want to escape the country, right? And he's not letting them leave. He says, you stay here, you fight for your independence.
Oh my fucking God. This guy makes me want to... Thank God I don't have any sharp objects nearby, okay? Whew. That's gonna be the name of this video, okay? Let's see if YouTube lets me get away with this video title. This dumb tech bro defending Russia made me glad there were no sharp objects nearby. That will be the name of this video. That will be the name of this segment. Oh no, I'm not still hungry, Lonnie. I'm all good. God damn, how can you be so fucking stupid? I feel like I don't really need to argue against any more of his points since, like, I've demonstrated how wrong he is, like, objectively on several points. Like, the idea that we're fighting Russia in World War II, that it was the West versus Russia in World War II, that was pretty ridiculous.
People don't want to fight for that. They just want to go on and have a better life. And so here's how I see it. I believe there's actually...
Did he lose subs from this? The video got 470k views with 15,000 likes. Saved you a watch. There's a lot of influencers such as myself who are capitalizing on war. We'll dive into the history for you, Mr. Techland. Russia's history, actually. Okay, yeah, it looks like overwhelmingly comments dunking on it as the top comments. So I'm assuming that it's probably way more dislikes than likes. But yeah, 15k likes, probably more than double dislikes, I would guess, just based on the top comments being so negative. This is a guy who literally created a scam rug pull token to steal money from his own subscribers. I doubt he can do much to lose many subs at this point. That wouldn't surprise me. A lot of these crypto YouTubers are running rug pull scams. The only way to make money off of crypto, there are two ways to make money off of crypto at this point, realistically, besides luck, okay? One is smart investing. Like actually finding a coin that looks like it might have some utility in the future, like something with a low market cap right when it's come out and it looks like it's probably going to rise a lot and you just think it's going to be a smart investment, that can work. Most commonly though, the people making money off of crypto, also if you're thinking like, oh, what if you bought like one Bitcoin back in like 2009 and now it's worth 50 grand or whatever. I'm not talking about that. Nobody bought, like very few people got rich off of Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. That kind of thing is just so few and far between, it's not worth considering. The vast majority of people making money off of crypto are making money off of doing rug pull scams with shit coins. They either start or find a shit coin, which is just like a small new, barely like just came out cryptocurrency with a very low market cap. And they buy it. And then generally what they'll do is, the most common practice is they have a Discord community and then they have a Reddit community. And you have to pay to join the Discord, but the Reddit community is free. So what they'll do is they find a new shitcoin with a low market cap, they buy in really cheap, and they buy a lot. And then they advertise it to the Discord, which you have to pay to get into after they've bought in, and then all those people buy in. And then after that, it's advertised on the Reddit, in which all the normies on Reddit, the people really getting fucked over, buy in. And then the people who first bought in, that's when they sell, right when, it reaches its peak. And then basically everyone else below them gets fucked over. But they do that a lot. If you go to a place like Crypto Moonshots or any of these like crypto, shitcoin, get rich quick subreddits, they all have a pay to join Discord, and all the people running those Discords or the person running it has their own group chat or their own little private thing where they're buying into. No, they're always buying in first before everyone else does. You think they're buying last or when everyone else does? Why would they? That is how people are making money from crypto right now. Hell, that's what Ice Poseidon did recently. He started his own cryptocurrency and took all the money and everything. I don't know exactly how it works, but basically like the crypto doesn't exist anymore. It's not worth anything. And he took home like 200, 300K and he's not sorry about it. He just said, yeah, stay mad. Yeah, I scammed you all. Stay mad. God. Ice Poseidon's like, might be what I think. Ice Poseidon might be a bigger piece of shit than Keemstar. Does anyone here disagree with that? Oh yeah, he said he'd do it again as well. Oh yeah, Ice Poseidon didn't just take away a few hundred thousand. He got millions. Yeah, it was millions. Ice Poseidon's a pedo, right? He might be. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me. I haven't seen any evidence of that, but like based on other stuff I've seen of the guy, I mean, maybe. Yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon if you haven't already to see more from me. It really does help out the channel and the stream quite a lot, as well as please also consider following my social media, all linked down below. On top of that, if you want to support me financially, you can donate, subscribe, or gift a sub over on my website, as well as on all the other monetized platforms I have, including my YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, and my Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching, no matter how you support me. I really do appreciate it, and have a good one. There we go, 2 impromptu segments out of today's stream. Isn't that something? That's smoke. Is that smoke or a cloud? That's smoke in the horizon. What is that? Is that just steam coming from like a building? I hope that's steam coming from a building. I hope that's not smoke. I didn't hear anything. I hope it's not like a fire or a bomb or anything. I didn't hear anything. Could be heating? I really hope so. I think it is. We would have heard something. That's from the steamed hams the Ukrainians are having. Poland's having a normal one. Memes based off of the news with Poland threatening to sell planes to Ukraine despite Russia's threats to invade any country who sells planes to Ukraine. Based. Hey chat, you ever wake up and you're just so tired it hurts too much to stay awake, so you just pass out again? Because that's why I slept in today. Ethan, I'll fucking murder you. Ethan fucking pinged me and just said Discord ping. Hey Cherry, are you watching right now? Cherry's not watching. Well, that's too bad, because Cherry would have liked to hear what I have to say. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Honey Pop clips now. Okay. For those that don't know, actually, you know what? We got 382 people here right now. We've never done this for Lil BBG. Everybody, go subscribe to Lil BBG. She makes really funny clip compilations from my stream sometimes, and they're pretty funny. So go subscribe. Let's get the channel up to 250. We got 382 people here right now. I know for a fact we can get this channel up to 250 subs. Come on. In the meantime, we're going to watch a really funny Honey Pop compilation video they made of me. Just so you get the idea of what kind of content to expect here. It's really worth subscribing, I guarantee it. Dude. Or I'll find you. And I'll do things. Caitlin Bennett. I'm gonna have to let my mom know not to watch this stream. Sometimes she comes in and watches them and she'll randomly message me to stop vaping. I hope, dude, if Lil Nas X made a parody of Doing Your Mom called Doing Your Dad, and it's about fucking Caitlin Bennett's dad, thank you. Is that a cup of boob milk? It's coffee. No, we're not playing as lesbian. We're just getting right into it.
Hi there.
Whew. Alright, I'm already sweating. Hi! Hello!
Know it.
I will bitch smack you right here in public. Oh my god.
Wait. You know what? This might actually work. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, this is your lucky day, buddy.
Is it? Oh shit!
Hey you, rise and
I hate this already. What do you want, that fire cock?
a love fairy to be exact.
Wow. Creative. You know what? Dump some lore on me. This is Dark Souls now. Low key, like, how am I not drowning in pussy? Yeah, I guess my character's like a rich incel. Am I playing as Notch right now? I just
Or
woke
not,
up.
I
I
don't
probably
care.
have swamp dick. I have to impress women with my Candy Crush skills. Give myself some passion. I'm a fucking sex god. Look, I'm a Sigma male.
Oh,
I see.
It automatically registers the info of new girls you meet and can even track their location.
Excuse
You can
me.
organ them.
Wait, are
We
you?
don't
I
have
think you
time
mean
to go over
rapist
every
on the go.
feature.
Yeah, it's a Pokedex of girls. Maracas for unique gift for a Latina. Am I gonna get canceled for playing this game? I'm pretty sure if I met some Latina girl on the street and handed her some maracas as a date gift, she would kick me in the balls in an instant. Chopsticks. A unique gift for a Japanese. No, God, no.
I've done some scouting and I have a few ideas
I
of
mean
where to
stalking.
start.
Bob, I want to find a girl that can crush my head between her thighs like a watermelon. Ooh! Oh!
Yep. Did he give
She's
you
a
an
MILF!
angel? An angel? Are you sure you were watching the right kid? I know I still owe you two, so don't worry. I should be.
Just try
I'm not a
to be
decent
an
guy.
ass.
Go ahead. You look like you need it more than I do. No! That is the worst thing to say. Is she gonna be a porn star? Is straight banging. The second sentence I say to her is just being like, I want to tear that pussy apart with my teeth. Like, hey! I'm now stalking you.
If you like being in a room with a bunch of sweaty girls, that is.
To smash. I have no money to buy you food, woman! I need to make sure I don't starve the girls that I'm talking to. Jessica or Tiffany or something like that. I'm gonna fuck you later.
And into you. Have you had a chance to grade our exams yet? Name is Tiffany, by the way.
Wait, how old
It's
are
nice
you?
to
This is
meet
a
you.
school. Ha! Taller than Lonnie. I'm fucking... Oh, hiking trail.
I'm really glad you asked me out this morning.
You're gonna get ticks on you! You're gonna be covered in ticks! We're going hiking and you're wearing that? You're gonna get Lyme disease! I was sent by a magic fairy to fuck women. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bro, Asian chicks, don't even get me started. I have like the worst case of yellow fever ever. Ever. Like a yellow plague.
Twitter can't know about this! Twitter, please! Twitter, listen to me. This isn't me, okay? This is the game. Fuck these birds, am I right? Hey, let's be racist. You know what? Let's do it. We're racist now. I'm just alpha as fuck is all I'm saying. Lots of virtual sex with... Stop! Please.
You a political person at all? I'll be at the lazy river.
Gotta line up the sex tokens. Oh, I'm so good at this. Holy shit. You want some fuck? Man, I can't do fuckies. Yeah, you were thinking about this fire cock. Did you like it when the kid watches? Did you have sex with her? I just splooged.
Are you serious?
Oh, come on. Just try it on. It's going to look so... You're good.
The best character in Honey Pop 1. And 2. I'm gonna say it. The best Honey Pop character, period. With Brooke being number 2. Jesse and Brooke, with Kiana as number 3, I would say. Hottest.
Jess, I can't wear this. I don't want people to think I'm like that, you know?
View photo! Woo, brother, hold on. Has it really been an hour already? I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this shit. Unironically, this is actually fun as fuck. I'm just happy to be alive is all. What the fuck are you
I just
wearing?
keep-
Good. No dick. We need to get powerful!
Ooh, MILF alert.
Yeah!
Looks like a total cougar, too. I don't think you realize the gravity of the situation here.
I realize it!
This is what separates the men from the boy.
Hell yeah.
You've got to be aggressive. That nice guy shit isn't gonna cut it.
We gotta do this. This is what it's all about. We're in the end game now. This is what it's all led up to, chat. We're in the fucking end game now. Big booby. There's cousin incest in the second game, Xanderhal. Pog. I'm going to kill you. God damn it! I hate you! I hate you. 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 I hate you, chat. I hate you so much. She's literally a cougar.
Without looking, what's my cup size?
Double D.
Well, okay. You can take a quick peek.
Double D. Listen, I'm not forgetting that. Oh my god, my bestie took this pic in class when I wasn't looking. Uh-oh, panty shot. So embarrassing. Okay. Wait. Why are your friends taking this picture of you in class? Oh, my balls are sticky right now. What the fuck? The piss wangle works too. Like I'm trying to give bitches big, thick bitches.
I love me some chocolate.
I'll
have a
can't have my face.
Whatever she's
Can't have my face on screen for this.
Did you really
I
just
get canceled.
Say that?
Yeah.
I don't
Facial
think I've ever
recognition
heard
will
that
get
one
me.
before.
Yeah, I'm very
I have to
suave.
give you credit though.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty brave.
Yes,
You don't
sir.
hear that.
Oh my god, I just fucking coomed.
Nice. Okay, we're getting to see. That was our hardest date yet, and we got it like pretty strong. You have to lose a little bit to make the money, to get the honey, to upgrade your skills, to make it easier. You can't just like get everyone right.
Or no, no. I got punished for not being racist. It's just like the real world. D's nuts! I just wanted to extract your honey. I remember, bitch. X penis. Once I found the hole, we were good to go! There we go! Yep, wrong hole landing. We're still working on that, but we'll get there, okay? Practice makes perfect.
Wrong.
Smack her, Kiana.
Hurt your whore feelings.
Cunt punt her,
around.
Kiana.
Ooh, she's a little feisty one, huh?
Yeah, I want to hit her. Lonnie smoke weed every day. Didn't Lonnie like her? I hate her so much. 40. I finally got hated
to
her
40
so
push-ups
much.
in one set. Oh my god, I was saying like a pig after that workout. Well, next time I'm going to
Oh,
go
no.
for 50. Wait,
I remember this part.
damn, women are fucking weak. I could probably do 40 push-ups right now.
Anime thighs when she opened up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my god, she got them big ass titties, she's only 5. Anime thighs when she opened up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my god, she got them big ass titties, she's only 5.
Go subscribe to Lil BBG. How many of you subscribed? 209 subs. Get it up. Come on. A little bit more. Let me drop more. Let me drop the link again. Come on. Less than 41 more. Come on. Y'all can do it. 41 more. 213. Come on. Everyone counts. 215. Come on. We're trying to get to 250. 219. 220. 30 more. 224. 227. We're so close. Come on, everyone counts now. We're so close. 231. Less than 20 needed. 19 more. 233. Come on. We're so close. Come on. Make sure to ring the bell icon too. Hey, Lil BBG, what's up? We're raiding your channel. We're getting you to 250 subs. 235. Come on. Do the thing. 239. Get up. 240. Come on. 10 more. 10 more. 241. Your notifications are going off. 243. Come on. Less than 10 more. Come on. We can get a couple more. Everyone counts now. We're so close. 245. 5 more. 248. Come on. 2 more needed. Everyone counts at this point. How can you say your sub won't count to the whole number at this point when only 2 more are needed? Come on. Subscribe.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
52. There we
Not
go.
Sonic related this time.
Thank you, Mr. Krabs, for the $13. I really appreciate that, homie. What's at 34.66? Thank you. Congratulations, Lil BBG. You are now over a quarter of the way to 1,000 subs on YouTube. Congratulations. You got to continue to upload more content on there. Keep that number rising. Especially after you gain that many subs, the YouTube algorithm's going to be a little bit more favorable to your videos. So I would certainly advise uploading very soon after that. No uploads? Like a month ago. Lil BBG is in YouTube chat right now. I assume she's on mobile because YouTube chat or website chat doesn't work well on mobile. Good night, chat. Traveling across the country tomorrow. Oh, really, Puffle Cakes? I guess you probably might not want to say where from, but where to, and where generally through, I guess. I'm actually curious. I love road trips like that. Me and Lonnie road tripped across the country from Florida all the way to Southern California. That's how we met. Me and Lonnie met in person for the first time the night before our 5-day road trip across the country. Pretty wild, huh? I still have all the footage of that. I've been meaning to make it into a video. I've just been putting it off because it's gonna be such a pain in the ass. I might actually be able to give it all to Cherry and have Cherry edit it up. Because I'm not the greatest at editing. That sounds so sweet. Oh yeah, we recorded all of it. We were intending to make a video out of the trip, so there's tons of footage. Enough to make a really good video. Thank you so much for the tier 1 good sub to Nina, Puffle Cakes. Really appreciate that. Here, really quickly, I'm going to update the dono goal really fast so you guys can see where we're at, just in case you guys want to try to push us to the Shadow the Hedgehog onesie goal. There we go. I made a comic at high school in my most popular strip today where the maid character asks his teacher, why do TERFs hate men wearing dresses but also hate man-spreading? And the dresser goes silent, has a meltdown, sends him to detention for talking back. It actually helps some kids put away some of their right-wing views, and I thank you and actual Jake for me getting out of the dark rabbit hole known as the alt-right. Hell yeah, Daffy Duck 559. I'm glad that went well. It's awesome. Shadow the Fred Hog. Look at that beautiful sunrise in Kyiv. You know, we haven't heard any bells though. That's nice. I'm glad we're not near the bells. Those were annoying. What's up, chat? How you guys doing? Any new updates from Ukraine, my friends? Can I make a video about algorithm optimization as a lefty YouTuber? You know what? That could be an interesting video. Doing a video on the real technical side of being a bread tuber. And what videos, titles, and topics get the most views and do the best for starting creators and stuff. Excuse me? I guess that live stream just fucking died. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay, cool. The audio is coming from the bottom left one. I'll turn it down though so it's not so loud. Because that noise is a little bit droning, I'll admit. Zovka is, so these are all Kiev cams, but the only camera that's not of a city I think is under attack. Maybe this city is under attack, I don't know. But I guess we'll watch this one. Gonna give me a migraine? We'll turn it down a little bit. And I'll just turn up my headset so I'll hear if anything happens. That should be enough to hear if anything happens. What is this? Feel like leftists need to start making more babies. Why? What? Why? What? Or is there like an under... I don't know, maybe. I'd rather not make any babies anytime soon. Good meme. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was a good meme. If you ever get a baby, what's going to be the sub goal for chat to choose the name? Probably like $1 million. It'd have to be. Like, I think my kid would understand if I said, yeah, I let a bunch of dumb fucks on the internet choose your name for $1 million. I think he'd be like, yeah, I would have done the same. Fuck. Yeah, I would have done the same. Motherfuckers would name it Pepe. You guys would probably give the kid a nice name, like a good name. Baby McBabyface. I feel like you guys wouldn't torture this kid by giving him or her a stupid name, right? Or they, I guess. Google Down syndrome logo. I just found out that it looks a lot like Ukrainian flag colors. Coincidence? I think not. Zanny McZan face. Xanderhal 2. That is basically what the second and the third is, though, basically, right? Like, when you have William the First and William the Second, you're basically saying William 1 and William 2. Like, you're basically sequel numbering your name. Is that a car? Okay, it looks like it's a car. There's a car driving there. Okay. Yeah, bottom left is where the sound's coming from. It's Independence Square in Kiev. Which I believe got struck, didn't it? Yeah, I'd probably end up with a kid named Sonic, honestly. Oh god, there's cars. What's going on here? Two people getting in this car. Oh my god,
Welcome to
are we
capitalism, my dude.
is this like their
Are you
Uber?
satisfied right now?
Thank you, Travis Pickle, for the $5. Am I satisfied right now? I'm not currently getting my dick sucked by a hot girl. So that's not the most satisfying thing ever, but I'm fairly satisfied right now, I'd say. Lonnie, go! Destiny moment. Oh my god. Actual T's trying to steal Lonnie from me. That one's civilized. Sorry if I'm quiet, guys. I'm a little tired. Actually, hey, Lonnie, could you, are you still doing that? Do you still have stuff in your hands from the thing you're doing? I don't know. I was gonna ask for some more coffee. I don't know if you're busy right now, though. I'm good? Okay. Hey, Lonnie, can you bring me another cup of coffee, babe? I would really appreciate it. Thank you, baby. Got some cold coffee and stuff. Yay. Steal everyone's job. Not my meme, but you need to see this. It's funny. What is this? No MILFs. No cherries. It's fucking meme. This is becoming a meme. I heard that Lonnie isn't even real and it's just a character Zan plays. That would be an extraordinary ability on my part if that was the case. I like the level of schizo I would have to be for Lonnie to not be real would be absolutely insane. You ever like watch a movie where like a character has a hallucination and like in the hallucination they're seeing a character attacking them or like coming at them and they take actual damage from it or like it has actual effects in the world and then it's revealed they were hallucinating the whole time but the thing still happened but it couldn't have. That happens in shows and stuff sometimes and it's always really weird. Peter Griffin? What the fuck does that have to do with this? Usually self-inflicted. Fight Club? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I've never seen Fight Club. I have seen the Joker, yes. I'm assuming it's about a club where they fight. The bathroom scene from the Joker, basically. I don't like watching movies by myself. I love watching movies by myself. I like watching with people, but my favorite thing... I like generally doing anything by myself is my favorite way to do something, usually. Lonnie brought Kofi. Kofefe. They see me rolling. They hate him. As you can see, I wear a nice button-up shirt. And then I wear nothing but basketball shorts on my legs. Legs? No legs. Do not look at my legs. Do not look at my legs. Can't look at my legs. They make women too aroused. I saw your pasty legs. They're not pasty. Starts off as a golf tournament in Fight Club? True, can confirm. No, these lights just wash you the fuck out. Crucible, what is this? Sweetheart, they're pasty, huh? All right, Netlux. I'll check it out. I'll look into that. We'll see about that. Fun fact, you don't have a wiki feat yet? That's good. God, the concept of wiki feat existing just makes me sick. But of course it would, right? And it would be called that, too. And it would be like a meme. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to burn myself if I drink that right now. I should wait a minute. It's one of the more subversive movies ever put out in major promotion by a big film studio with major stars. Really? Very interesting. Thoughts on Peter Griffin? Did you guys know that Peter Griffin is canonically bisexual? He is, yeah. They've like confirmed it in the show, and like the creators confirmed it as well. Do you ever show your feet online? I think once or twice they've been in view, but never like have I shown them, no. Glad my random Peter Griffin comment has changed the subject of stream. How much money? No amount of money. No amount of money that you have. My brother said he wants feet pics. Your brother wants your feet pics, actual T? That's a little sussy. No, yours? I'm sorry, you're from Canada, not Alabama. I'm sorry. Yeah, wait, what's the equivalent of Alberta? Wait, you're from Alberta. No, that fits. Yeah. Wait, no, never mind. My brother wants your feet pics. Why? That's worrying. No, I don't have a wiki feed apparently, Lonnie. That's the person before said. Vamp from MGS2 is also canonically bi. I could tell when I played the game. Vamp was very obviously bi. He's kind of a flamboyant character to begin with, isn't he? At least I remember him that way. Like, I kind of always felt like he was giving off gay vibes, you know? Saskatchewan is like Alabama. Alberta is like Texas. Ah. Xan is canonically taller than Haas. I'm a fair amount taller than Haas. Destiny is taller than Haas, and I'm taller than Destiny. So Haas is a fair amount shorter than me. He's not like at my shoulders or anything, but yeah, I'm a few inches taller than him probably. which is fine. He's a short king. We love him for his shortness, not his political opinions. Fun fact, Haas has the world record for shortest person. Haas isn't 4'11". He's like probably 5'6", I would guess. 5'6.5", maybe. Why are all the lefty streamers so short? I don't think like the lefty streamers are really short. I'm pretty sure I'm about 6 foot. Vosh is 6'2". Demon Mama, I think, is at least 6 foot, I think. Lonnie's 5'2". Lonnie says she's 8'5". Oh, sure. No, Lonnie is 5'2" and very short. One of my favorite things about Lonnie is that she's 5'2", so she's very short, but 2/3 of her body length are legs. And that's just great. Demon Mama is taller than Vosh? Holy shit. You lied about being taller than Destiny? I'm taller than Destiny. Is this a photoshopped image? Yes, I'm taller than him. I'm squeezing in between them. I don't know why Dylan decided to, like, act like he's going to get cooties if he's too close to me in this image. I don't know what his deal was there. He did this weird, like, crank back deal and, like, had me, like, twist and squeeze in between them. This was the most obvious picture the most awkward photo I've ever taken. This was the most awkward photo I've ever taken. It was like, Dylan was cool. I don't know why he was doing the thing where he was like leaning in like this. I don't know what the deal was there. I was like this. I was there like a vampire hanging over them, kind of bent over, and Destiny had like my hip, and I was like, okay, what's up, guys? Zan was leaning forward in that picture. Yeah, I'm like kind of sticking my butt out, but yeah. You need to gain some weight, bro. I'm telling you guys, I'm not that skinny. The reason why I look skinny here, like in real life, I don't look that skinny. The reason why my proportion like looks so skinny here is because I'm kind of like twisted and like leaning forward here to fit between Destiny and Dylan. So it does make me look a little weird. Zan is like average weight. Yeah, I'm not like super thin. I promise you guys, I'm not like an emaciated, like bony boy, okay? I promise you, I'm not that skinny. It's all good. What I really like is the image where people... someone photoshopped this image. They didn't change my height, but they made Dylan like 4 inches taller. They made Dylan into like a giant. And then they made Destiny 3 inches shorter and made his head bigger. That's my favorite image from this. That is by far my favorite image. Or my favorite Photoshop of it. It's so good. They keep me looking normal, turn Dylan into a giant and Destiny into a little hobbit again. Fun fact, Dylan is allergic to left shoulders. True. Dylan was really cool to me. I'm really sad I didn't get to smoke Delta 8 with him. I was going to pick up some Delta 8 from a vape shop nearby and get high as fuck with Dylan, hopefully. But I didn't get to because I didn't end up going to a vape shop because the closest one was pretty far and it was cold as fuck in Texas and I had not brought what I needed to like walk there. And it was a decent walk and just not worth getting like an Uber and going through all the hassle of like going to the vape shop and whatnot. DA edibles are kind of mid. You have to, from what I've heard, you have to eat just a ridiculous amount of Delta 8. Doesn't Dylan not smoke, or am I wrong? Last I heard, Dylan said, I heard someone say that Dylan got...
The creator of the owl call out Disney for lying about their donation of Florida anti-LGBTQ+ bill and how Disney has to have her make them look good to the public.
Based, calling that shit out. Thank you so much for the $7, Mr. Krabs. I appreciate that. That's 5166. Thank you. I don't think he smokes weed. Someone told me that he got high as fuck before the Jackson Hinkle debate thing with Haas, but I may be wrong. He didn't seem high. But I heard, I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong. Somebody told me that he did or something, but yeah, I would have loved to get high with Dylan or something. Or Destiny, that would have been even funnier. Get stoned as fuck with Destiny. See if it calms him down a little bit, makes him a little bit more laid back. I doubt he would debate high. That's what I was thinking when I heard that. Yeah, THCO to me doesn't really give me that really weird headband feeling, which I do like, so it's sad that I miss out on it, but THCO is still, like, significantly stronger, and it doesn't make me nauseous at all. Weed hasn't been making me nauseous at all lately, since I tried THCO, but, yeah, THCO I can get so fucking high, and I won't even get a little bit nauseous, it's ridiculous. And if you know where to buy it online, you can get it for pretty cheap, I think. I'm looking around to find cheaper places to buy it. Buy cartridges of it. Wish I could get high. Gotta be on beta blockers so it doesn't just turn into a shouting match. Wait, beta blockers? I'm high right now, so I'm trying to figure out if you're talking about, like, the science, medical, chemistry thing, or if you're talking about debating and blocking the betas to... I'm very confused. Gotta stop yourself from becoming a beta? True. I don't know why, but that last hit really hit me. Beta? Blockers? Beta! Dream blunt rotation. What is my dream blunt rotation? Obama's definitely in it. Obama's definitely in my dream blunt rotation. I definitely want Obama to be there. Does it have to be people who are alive? Lonnie's definitely in it, you know. I'm always trying to get Lonnie to get high with... I'm always trying to get Lonnie to get high with me. She never wants to. Bernie Sanders, definitely in there. Noam Chomsky. I'd want him there, and I'd want him to get nice and fucked up. That would be really nice to see. I think that'd be pretty funny. I think Gandhi probably smoked enough weed already. There's no way you're as obsessed with peace as Gandhi was and you're not already a stoner. Malcolm X? Malcolm X at what age? Because Malcolm X might have called me a no-lip white boy in his 20s and his 30s. The chill phase at the end of his life? Okay, yeah. You really want Chomsky talking slower than he already does? Imagine if we give him a sativa and Chomsky starts talking, like, fast, you know? Yeah, I'd get high with Zelensky. That'd be good. Zelensky would be a good guy to get stoned as fuck with. My biggest fear is that one day I get transported into the future, and it's like that one scene in The Dark Tower, if you've read the books, where Eddie, the character Eddie, who's teleported from like the 80s or 90s, meets a black woman named Detta Walker, who's from like the 40s or the 50s or something, and she insists that he referred to her not as black, but as a not the N-word, but the word that's quite close to it. And he's just like, in my time, saying that to a black person is liable to get you socked in the mouth, because he's from like New York, so he talks like, he's like, in my time, that's liable to get you socked in the mouth. Like I can't do the accent perfectly. And she's like, yeah, well, in my time, it's what we say, so stick with that. And so it's this really weird, like, reverse, you know, like the guy from the future is getting scolded to say a more offensive word. I thought that was a really funny scene in The Dark Tower. For those of you guys that don't know, The Dark Tower is a book series by Stephen King, and it's like pretty much all of Stephen King's work, maybe not all of it, but almost all of it seems to be in like a connected universe of sorts. And The Dark Tower acts as like a 7 or 8 book long series that, while it is its own long story, it ties in and includes so many elements from his other stories that it's more or less like the anchor from which like everyone figured out that like, oh, this all exists in the same universe. Like The Shining, the character Jake in The Dark Tower has the shine like the kid from The Shining does, just like the kids from It do. Also, Roland, the main character of The Dark Tower, fights a demon creature that is the same, I guess, lineage or species as Pennywise from It, like the demon creature that Pennywise truly is. Really interesting stuff like that. It's a good series. I read it back when I was in high school. It's like 7 books, and yeah. I did the extended book read, and it's like 20 books. Holy shit, I didn't know there was that much more. We also find out that the giant hell spider that is Pennywise, the only thing he fears, I believe, is the giant turtle that the universe exists on the back of. Yes, that is canonically what the universe is in Stephen King's lore. It exists on the back of a giant turtle that I guess ate Pennywise for a while and then vomited him back up. Or I think maybe the turtle vomited up the universe is how it started. It's been so long. It's been so long. Thoughts on booty? I love booty. That's some Native American shit. Is the turtle the same turtle that Rick and Morty references? No, the world being on a turtle's back thing comes from shit tons of cultures all around the world. There's a lot of like cultural things that tend to like be in common across the world. Like, for example, almost every single major religion in the world mentions a flooding event that extincts a shit ton of stuff, very much like the Great Flood in the Bible, with like Noah's Ark and all that. Like, I think just about every religion mentions something along those lines, whether it be like Atlantis or like, yeah, like it seems like there's a lot of weird consistencies there, and that's something that's puzzled a lot of historians. Though it's very likely all of these religions and cultures were just influenced by very similar ecological events that, you know, informed their religion. Did you watch this Channel 5 yet? Oh, a new Channel 5, really? Chet Hanks meets the Hoff twins. Oh my god. I guess while we listen for gunshots and explosions and hope to god we don't hear any, we can watch this. New Channel 5, fuck. Oh my god. This is really awkward.
Like, I got style, man.
Uh-huh.
Yup.
Come on, man. You got some flavor too, man.
You know, we live in such a divided world where everything is so binary. It's hard for people to understand.
Everyone can't understand, though.
It's not for everyone to understand, you know what I mean? That's good.
The twins in chat, man. Cut us a motherfucking check, bitch.
God, they would get along well.
So one of the reasons that Chet even agreed to do the interview with me in the first place is because he saw the documentary that Nick made, and he was like, let's do something. Yeah. What was your first impression of the twins?
I think one thing's clear, and that's it ain't on you, it's in you. You know what I mean? Because it's not just your upbringing. You came out, you know, you were probably came out your mom like this, you know what I mean? You're born like this, you know, because you could have just been some white boys from the hood and been squares, you know what I mean? But obviously that's not the case. In your guys' documentary, just like, hey.
I don't know how I feel about the implication that that's okay, Chet. Calm down there, buddy.
Hanging out, you got all your people around you. It's always like active, there's always like fun shit going on. People hanging out, you know, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up like in a quiet street, you know what I mean, where wasn't shit going on. So I remember I always just wanted to be like, I was just always like, damn, like where's the action at, you know what I mean? Like,
everybody don't know how to adapt in that situation, you know, everyone can't do that. You know, a lot of people are acting.
That's what people don't understand, dude, you know?
A lot of people want to think we're putting on something and trying to do this, you know?
You'd be putting on something if you were trying to act any different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like, who can say it? Like, who can say that?
They don't know.
They haven't lived your life.
Yeah.
They don't know where you come from. They don't know anything about.
Dude, I feel like they're speaking a language that I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they're almost having like a psychic connection that exists on a plane of reality that my mortal being could never even hope to access, or even hope for a glimpse or a peek into. And what they're saying makes absolutely no sense to me, but they are getting the point across to each other more clearly than any words could.
About you. That's a resentment that I've always had in my life, is people thinking that they know.
You can tap into it, just take enough LSD. Yeah, gotta go hit up my friend's swim for some DMT and trip some balls, and maybe then I'll understand what they're saying.
Everything about my life when really they don't.
Yeah. Everything ain't sweet, you know, just what it seems, it ain't really what it seems, you know. There's always shit going on behind closed doors, you know, that people don't know about always, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting that, like, you know, even though you guys have had a different kind of come up, all of the haters for both you guys on the internet always talking.
Video's a little bit too quiet? Okay.
And they say that he's acting and that y'all are appropriating. Did you guys expect that kind of backlash when you first came up?
Shit, I see people all the time. I be like, damn, he a square, you know, damn, he a motherfucking square. But I don't know. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying that. You know, everyone has their opinion.
Balls does get
That's
censored.
Your opinion.
That's why they're mad, because a lot of people,
people scared to be themselves.
Exactly.
They scared to step out of their comfort
Good morning,
zone.
Coladips.
I like
I do have coffee.
because I get comfortable.
It's like, to me, like the fear of stepping out from the herd isn't as strong as the fear of blending in and being in the herd your whole life, then looking back at the end of your life and knowing that you never took a risk and you wasted your opportunity because you were too scared your whole life to stand out.
I will say, one of the things that always sort of bothered me my whole like upbringing, like when I was a child, was like, I hope I don't just end up being one of those people that ends up dying and that nobody remembers or thinks about, you know? Like, that would really suck. You know, it's fine if that's like the life that you live and that's what you want to be, but for me, like, I hoped that I would at least someday be someone important, you know? And I feel like I've already reached that dream. Like, I feel like I've reached the point of being important enough that if I died today, I would have reached that. I wouldn't be like happy about it, but I think I would have reached that dream more or less, you know? Me? I mean, you're not really like unimportant because you're like, you've sort of gained prominence and popularity through your association with me.
Out and be an individual. You know what I mean?
Stepping out of the herd got us. Look where we at. I'm a risk taker, bitch taker.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit. You know what I mean?
I feel like, you know, people expected, at least for Chet, when I talked to him his whole life, for him to fit into this certain mold. You know, being, you know, the son of celebrities. He's supposed to, you know, lead this straight and narrow way.
Act a certain way.
Like, for example, you know, when we did our interview, right? It was a long interview, And then there was this one part where he just said, you know, his parents never gave him an allowance.
They never fucking gave me an allowance.
Right? To me, it didn't seem like a big part of the interview, right? But then next day, People Magazine, US Weekly, like all of these celebrity family publications are, I don't know if you saw this, they're posting this shit and it's like, Chet Hanks says his parents never gave him an allowance. Like they did whatever they could to make it seem like that's the only thing that we talked about. And for, you know, for you, I feel like people only want to talk about.
Hey, chat, listen, you gotta trust me here. I'm not going all fake news, conservative, goddamn whatever. All right, I promise you, that's not what I'm doing here. But like, mainstream journalism even has taken a massive hit to, I would argue, their credibility over the last few decades. Like, when you go back and you look at old newspaper headlines from the 1970s or the 1960s, usually, like, the headlines, even if they were sensational, they always had, like, qualifying words in there. Like, reports say, or reportedly, blank, like, it was never, like, it was never, like, such a huge emphasis on clickbait, right? Like, I feel like in the last few decades, news media has become corrupted so much by clickbait and the desire to make their stories as consumable and as attractive as possible. It's not lies or misinformation. It's just the clickbaiting. And it's really obnoxious and annoying, I feel like. And then on top of that, there's the 24-hour news cycle as well. But yeah, news used to be a 5 p.m. thing in a daily paper until not too long ago. There's a lot more time they need content to fill now, Xanderhal. Yeah, the 24-hour news cycle is, you know, a huge part of that. That wasn't a thing until relatively recently. But yeah, it's just something I've noticed, you know? And I feel like it is worth acknowledging. Even when conservatives are saying that, like, yada, 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 fake news, it is still acknowledging when mainstream news outlets kinda don't meet the standards we ought to hope for them.
At least the haters, the N-word aspect.
I don't even try and say it though, it just come out. If you could stop yourself from not saying it, great, do that. I can't. It's just, it comes out. Like, I can't stop myself. What am I just gonna sit there and not say nothing? I mean, in a song, I could probably help, you know, because I'm punching in words. I could don't try and say it.
I think that like that's where a difference in background does come, because it's like, for me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would have been 1, maybe 2. Dylan Burns said Elden Ring is terrible. Ooh. Yeah, Dylan Burns probably has never played a Souls game. Yeah, a lot of people who've never played Souls games are starting Elden Ring, getting their asses beat, and then saying it's bad. You know, it's what happens. They'll probably pick it up again later, like once they find out that, like, oh, wait, this game's supposed to be really difficult. You just kind of have to go into it, but we'll see. Dark Souls 3 was a game that got a lot of people into Souls. Dylan thinks Skyrim is good. Well, Skyrim, it's very possible that Dylan's more into more contemporary games that hold your hand a little bit more. Skyrim's one of those games. It's a little bit more hand-holdy. Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne aren't really that. They really aren't that. They just kind of tell you to go fuck yourself and drop you in the middle of the world to figure it out, and it's great. I realized I was wrong in doing that, just because it really wasn't appropriate for me. You know what I mean? At a certain point in my life, I felt like it was, just because of who I was hanging with, and it was appropriate amongst them, you know what I mean? But then I realized it wasn't appropriate for me. But, you know, you guys come from a very different background.
Oh, very soon, I think, chat. Ethan's spring break is coming soon. Now, if I am able to afford to get Ethan a unfortunately quite expensive ticket to come fly down here and stay for a week during his spring break, we will be doing a stream together where he plays through Dark Souls 1 for the very first time, and I sit next to him and act as not a backseat gamer, but a guide if he wants it. Mostly I mostly tell him about the lore and explain, like, the implications of stuff that characters have said or item descriptions, stuff like that. Just give him a more wholesome experience with the game. And We cannot afford like afford like 2,000K plane tickets. If you wait like 2 months, they will cost like $150, $2,000, not 200K, 2,000K. Are they like 2K right now? Have the tickets really gotten that expensive? Wait, never mind. Lonnie says the tickets got way more expensive than I thought. Well, sounds like we might have to wait till summer then instead.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Damn, it's cheaper for me to fly down? Yeah, Actual T said it was cheap for her to fly to Palm Springs from Canada. Kolodek, thanks for the tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. That's $25, right? I think it is. Because tier 1, tier 2... Is it $20? Or is it 25? It's 20. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much, Kolodek. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $20. It's very kind of you. That puts us at $71. Thank you so much, Peepo Popcorn. Or thank you so much, Kolodek said Peepo Popcorn. I'm sorry. I'm out of it right now. Yeah, we'll just have to wait till summer then. That's sad. Never mind then. Unless you guys can raise an absolutely extraordinary amount of money in donos, we'll have to wait until summer for Ethan to come visit. I'll have to hit him up and tell him that.
I mean, it's obvious that you guys are just being yourselves, you know?
Does it affect you guys negatively when you see hate online?
No.
We like the hate.
What they
all
say?
publicity is good publicity.
Bad publicity, good publicity. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But we don't sit there and read we don't read all that shit.
Right. If you don't got no haters, you ain't popping. You're not
Sure.
popping. I mean, if they hating on you, you're doing something good. You know, they should be congratulating, but instead of doing that, they want to hate. You know, they want to flag your YouTube videos. They want to get your channel took down.
You guys have been dealing with some censorship.
You could take the bus for like $75, lol. I'll let him know. Imagine he takes the bus.
From YouTube?
Yeah, people been flagged.
Our whole channel. We had to go all the way up to the YouTube
Corporate, they gave it back.
Jesus.
Some hate ass bitch.
Wait, you guys physically went to the YouTube headquarters?
Yeah, we're in the city, San Bruno.
You guys pulled up in person?
Pulled up, smoking a fat wood. They like, damn, that shit smell good. I'm like, check it out. They pulled up.
That's what I'm doing then. If some sacrilegious shit happens to my YouTube channel, like I get 3 false strikes and my channel gets banned, I'm going to the YouTube headquarters and walking up and saying, hello, I'd like to talk about my YouTube channel that got falsely striked down, and I'm not leaving until I talk to somebody about it. And just make sure I don't leave till it's dealt with. I guess now I know that's a thing you can do. Apparently that works. So I'll keep that in mind, because I'm pretty sure the YouTube headquarters is in, like, LA.
They didn't kick you out, they directed you to, like, a higher-up?
Yeah, they had someone come out to me.
An official YouTube representative came out and talked to you guys?
Yeah.
And they restored your page?
Yeah.
Damn, so you pull up to the YouTube headquarters, smoking a backwood, demand to speak to the boss.
Yeah.
They come out, and 2 hours later, Hop Twins are back on YouTube.
I've been running. You're... That's crazy. Like, comment, and subscribe, baby. It's the Hop Twins, baby.
What's been going on with your YouTube, chat?
The White Boy Summer video got shadow banned. People couldn't find it. Like, even if you typed in the exact words, like it wouldn't pop up, but it still got a million views.
What I do, get on the remix.
Uh-oh, there's the Hassan Reacts video. God. Like, anytime you look up a video that Hassan has reacted to, right below said video, or maybe even above said video, will be Hassan's reaction to it. Every time.
Which
makes sense,
How
but
did your
still.
family react to the success of White Boy Summer?
They're cool, man. They're supportive of it. They're just like, you know, they're like...
What did your dad say?
I'm trying to watch Forrest Gump with your...
White Boy Summer never got shadow banned, though? I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because, like, the Grapers picked up on the White Boy Summer thing. I remember they were chanting White Boy Summer when that was a thing.
Pops, bud. Can we go watch Forrest Gump, my nigga? I'm trying to watch it in the movie.
Whoa!
Watch it in the movie.
Of White Boy Summer?
They're cool, man. They're supportive of it. They're just like, you know, they're like...
What did your dad say?
I'm trying to watch Forrest Gump with your pops, blood. Can we go watch Forrest Gump, my nigga? I'm trying to.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew my N-word senses were tingling. When someone says the N-word, I can sense it. I can sense the racism. And it makes my it causes goosebumps in the back of my neck. It's my superpower. It's my superpower. Wow, he just dropped it right there, didn't he? He just dropped it. Not all right, man. Not much I can say, but all right. If you want to, I guess. If you say so, my dude. Probably shouldn't though. I'd advise against that personally, but I'm not the boss of you. Seriously, I actually don't know what he said there. He said, let's watch some Forrest Gump. My N-word with the soft A. That is what he said.
Why didn't it move? With Pops.
I cry every time I see that movie, bro. Like, I can only watch it if I need a good cry, bro. It's sad, bro. It's sad, bro. When Bubba dies, when Jenny dies, when he meets his kid for the first time. Come on, man. That shit's sad. And I cry.
And it's funny because Tom Hanks was Forrest Gump and he's Chet Hanks. He's his dad. But he doesn't.
That's one of my favorite.
Cry during Castaway too, every time.
I cried during Green Mile.
Those are the only movies I can cry in my dad's movies. Those are the only movies where I cry. But I always cry, every time I see it. That's why when it's on TV, I'm like, oh man, I can't watch that. I want to cry right now. You know what I mean? Saving Private Ryan, at the end, when he dies, come on. Like oh my God. You know, every time.
That's sweet.
A lot of people don't know the behind.
No, that's cute as fuck. I'm sorry.
Zipperman,
That's not weird.
Has
That was
donated
cute.
$5.
Thank you, Zipperman. No, that's cute as fuck. The fact that he cries when he sees characters that are being portrayed by his dad die in movies and on TV, that's really cute. That's sweet. That's actually really wholesome. How can anybody think that's weird? Thank you, Zipperman. Says, hey, Zan, I've been watching you for about a year and a little bit more than... Wait, I've been watching you for about a year and a little bit more than a half. You make great content. Keep up the good working. Thank you so much, Zipperman500. I really appreciate the $5, and I'm glad that, you've been enjoying it. And hopefully you stick around for a while longer and continue to enjoy it. I don't know, Chet is weird. Chet is weird, but that is very wholesome.
The scenes, I mean, you guys both have kids and shit.
Is it okay for a white boy to say the N-word with soft A because he grew up in the projects or hood? So whether or not it's okay for a white person to say the N-word is literally up to how all the black people that are there in the room with that white person is kind of the thing, right? Because that's all the pass is, right? So it's just more of like a social thing, but you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't. As I've said on stream before, I've gotten many a pass, and I yet to use them, okay? They're just a filing cabinet full of passes that have never been used. And the more I collect, the more powerful I get.
Like, you guys are both fathers. You guys are all parents.
Yeah, I got 2 sons.
You got kids too?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
You got a daughter too.
How old is your daughter?
Aw.
5. Yeah. Beautiful thing, man. It's a blessing.
You got a black baby mama too?
Yeah.
Come on, take it out.
Cream of coffee, bitch.
Do you guys does the super white ever come out of you? Like, you ever hear a country song and you're like, that's my shit?
I ain't never liked country music. What that bitch tell you when she went to her house? She said, can you and your brother Eiffel Tower me?
A lot of bitches don't mind fucking us both.
Yeah, they be like, we'll fuck you both.
Fuck both of
It's
us. Especially now.
It's a fantasy.
Motherfuckers jumping in our DMs.
Huh? Can y'all both fuck me? Gang bang me.
Oh shit, he's using the same disposable vape that you got.
How has fame affected your romantic life?
Ooh. You bitches
weird looking ones.
You know, like, fame is the worst drug on the planet. You know, like, a lot of people just like, cause for me, like, even before I was in the public eye, like, you know, people just wanted like to, you know, like, be close, and I wasn't even famous, like I'm just the son of somebody famous, but it's like
don't give a fuck.
people are just infatuated with it, like
leeches, people leech.
Yeah, and it's weird just because it had like nothing.
I'm gonna be honest, I give more of a shit about Chet Hanks than I give about Tom Hanks. So, at least in my mind, Chet Hanks has more or less surpassed his dad's legacy, at least in my mind. Because I think about Chet Hanks way more often than I ever think about Tom Hanks.
Nothing to do with me, like,
I'm a leech.
Yeah, it was weird because people, it wasn't even me, like.
But that's why you gotta know how to determine the motherfuckers that's there for the cloud or the motherfuckers.
I said in my mind.
That's there genuinely.
What's the dead giveaway that someone is only near you to be proximal to fame?
I mean, it's pretty obvious, it just kind of speaks for itself. It just depending on what someone's talking about or what they're interested in. Or me personally, like, it's cool to have followers and stuff, have a platform that like you got, so like when you drop some shit or you do some shit, it's like at the end of the day, it's like none of that shit matters. It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
Does he make unfunny Instagram comedy? I do not know what Chet Hanks does other than like be kind of a funny dude.
If you're living for that, then it's just it's not healthy. You know what I mean? And
he
we
raps.
all get caught up in it. I get caught up in it myself.
He does rap, yeah.
That's why sometimes I gotta take breaks and just like stay
yeah, he's
off
a
that
rapist.
shit, because it's like comparison is the thief of joy. You know what I mean? If you're always comparing yourself to other people's lives and you're not present in your own life, then it's a problem.
You gotta be happy within yourself.
Exactly.
With who you are. I mean, just be who you are at the end of the day. And be content with yourself.
You guys ever feel like fame is annoying?
I like this shit. I come from the bottom. I like
you guys
this
want
shit.
some big poggy rings?
I can't wait to get rich. A lot of people say money don't buy happiness, but that's if you already have money, kind of. I never had money.
We got attention. We ain't getting no.
I'm not gonna commit suicide and be rich. A lot of people be doing weird shit. Be having money and still not be happy with their life. I'm happy with my life.
Okay, can I give you guys my like my ultra big, not so hot take, because it's 100% correct, but I don't know how receptive to it you guys will be. Take, okay? I find usually that the happiest people in the world are probably going, just like broadly under a blanket, like obviously outside of specific circumstances, just broadly, the happiest type of people in the world, those that feel the most fulfilled and most like they're happy with their lives and like they've achieved something good, are probably those that started their lives in poverty and ended it in wealth. Because they once, had nothing or very little and have a perspective to compare their more recent newfound wealth. Those that were born into wealth and just continue to accumulate it typically have surprisingly high suicide rates, high rates of depression, like surprisingly high. And I think it's because, if I'm being honest, the human brain is very weird, and happiness and the chemicals that make the human brain feel happy are very fickle as well. We have a tendency to base our condition and whether or not we're happy with where we are on perspective and comparison of where we've been before, right? So, for example, let's be real. I'm not saying this, do not try to extract this into meaning anything it doesn't mean, okay? But a homeless person today probably has a little bit better than like a peasant during feudal ages probably did. Or at the very least, someone who's poor but not homeless would, right? Like, I guess I'd pick the modern day homeless life over the feudal peasant life any day. But nonetheless, homelessness is bad, and being homeless sucks. And honestly, homeless people are probably a lot less happy than the average peasant was back then, because by perspective, being a peasant, so to say, during like the feudal times, having a home, even if you were, owned by a lord or whatever, it's probably, like it, at least prospectively, not as bad as being homeless back then. And so you'd probably be happier. So the idea is that like your happiness or your happiness can only be based on how much unhappiness you felt, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird idea, but I think that's why a lot of people who are born into wealth and just continue to accumulate it tend to be so unhappy, because happiness is relative to your past experienced unhappiness.
I just need the money part so I can take care of my family and the people around me, you know? Make a change, be different. You know, I just want to make a change in my family life. You know?
What do you think the plan is to turn that kind of viral success into a more long-standing like career for yourself?
Slapping booties, making movies, you know, shaking hands and kissing babies, you know? This is what we do.
Church. Yes, sir.
You have any advice on that, Chet?
Man, live your life, man.
Live your life.
Yeah, you know, I don't gotta tell you guys shit. You know, enjoy it. You know, as you should. You know, if you guys are getting
Enjoy this shit, man.
just
Come on,
enjoy it,
man.
you know?
Enjoy your life.
I'm gonna tap in our celebrity guest here on FaceTime.
You should invest in rubles, JTuber. Buy
All
the
right,
dip.
so we're here now with the Island Boys. When you guys say island, which island are you guys from?
Oh,
Cuba.
the Island Boys.
We're from Cuba.
You guys are actually born in Cuba?
No, our peoples are born in Cuba. We're born in Florida. We got island in us, man.
So how did your family immigrate to the United States?
Well, Cuba is a communist country. So
no.
nobody wants to live in a communist country.
Oh no.
So some of our family, most of the men in our family came from a boat. In a boat, and
The
then the
Island
women in our
Boys.
family came in a plane.
Interesting. So how did you guys go viral?
We went viral for a lot of things, but what really touched a lot of other different type of people was the Island Boy.
Island Boy.
So can you guys talk about what it means to have a twin that you're so close with?
It's like having like a best friend. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of people are jealous of like the relationship we got, because a lot of people don't have like a certain type of person that's close, so close, and can't backstab, because he can't backstab me. We're literally like blood and everything like that.
Y'all ain't never fought, bro. Me and bro fight all the time. Y'all ain't never threw blows at each other?
We was fighting on the way here.
We good now, though. We good now.
Yeah, we got better at handling our anger towards each other, because we got to work with each other now. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're a team, so we got to let it go, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, have you ever Eiffel Tower a bitch?
What's that? What's that? I don't know. What's the Eiffel Tower?
Eiffel Tower is when two people, maybe twins, maybe not, get on either side of a sexual partner and they clasp their hands together above them and make the formation of an Eiffel Tower, like the largest building in Paris.
Nah, I just like doggy style, you know, and just missionary.
Hey, yeah, I like slapping ass too, man.
Yeah, slapping ass, yeah.
Come on, man.
Slapping the ass and I'm an ass type.
No,
But when you got it, when you got a doggy style, you feel in control. Yeah, that's true.
So you don't put your thumb in the butt.
Thumb in the butt. Thumb in the butt.
Yo, what's that hairstyle
Thumb in the
called, bro? What's that hairstyle called?
We got wigs.
What? Oh yeah, how do they do that?
Light that shit up,
How do they do that? It's cool, man.
Chet, would you ever consider getting wigs for yourself?
I don't think I could, bro. I don't think my hair like doesn't grow.
Our shit gonna drop down.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got Spanish in them though, so they hair nappy, or you know, we white all the way, Norwegian.
Our shit gonna drop down.
Vikings.
Bro, what is this, bro?
Bro. They're gone. Those guys just hung up on us.
What the fuck?
What do you think we did to prompt them just immediately hanging up the phone?
We was more lit than them.
Cash App. We didn't even actually talk about Cash App in this video.
Their wigs.
Chet and the twins both have Cash App.
Isn't Cash App for sending money to your friends?
I need you guys to think about Cash App less as a peer-to-peer money sending service and more as like an actual bank, like a way to like a bank. Like you can actually use Cash App to invest in stocks,
This is uncomfortable.
and crypto and stuff like that. You can
Don't do that. Don't buy crypto right now. It's probably not a good idea. But don't take investment advice from me. Do whatever you want. Hey guys, Xander's live right now trying to raise money for DMM all secret like. Oh shit. You know what? Considering I've been live for over 3 hours now, which is the amount of time I wanted to stream today, and it seems like things in Ukraine are thankfully quite calm, I think I might raid into Xander's charity thing. Can somebody link it to me? But Xana just got 800k rubles by the dip. Let's hope those go. Hey, listen, all right? If the ruble recovers, you're going to be a very, very rich person in Russia. Listen, I'm probably going to buy like a few 100,000 rubles with a little bit of my money because it's really cheap right now. And if the Russian ruble ever returns back to where, because for the Russian people have to spend the rubles just to, if they can even access them, just to be able to buy stuff right now. So the fact that they could hold on to it if the, inflation ever, like, it recovers potentially one day isn't really an option. We're American. We can just put like $100-$200 into buy that and exchange that for rubles, hold on to it, wait for the ruble to hopefully one day recover and be rich in Russia. Please God, don't do that. I am going to buy $100 worth of rubles and we're gonna watch and see if I was smart buying the dip. I'm gonna buy at least 100k worth of rubles. It'll be cheap. Stop saying that, Zan. Do not do this. I am going to do it though. Just because I think it'll be funny, and but you should not do this. Stop. They'll do it because I'm doing it. Now don't do it. It's probably very fucking stupid. But yeah, don't do it. And I'm probably actually not going to do it. I'm actually too lazy to do it, and I'd probably be like, this isn't a good idea. Right before I did, so just don't do it. Lonnie, stop it. I'm saying to not do it. I'm doing what you want. Stop it. Zan is going to be a Russian oligarch. I watched your newest YouTube video before work on Gothic, so now I'm on lunch and you're live? Hell yeah. That's pog as fuck. Don't talk about investing in Russian currency. I'm not. Okay. All right.
Nervosa. Oh my gosh. I'm going to send you over there. Okay. So.
All right, everybody.
Thank you, Neandroid. That is so based. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Rick roll.
Everybody get in there. Spam. Love from Xanderhal.
So.
Love from Xanderhal.
We're going to raid with love.
Oh, they're raiding.
In the spirit of Demon Mama, since this stream is here.
No!
To help her. And so we will stream later this week as well.
I don't have an account!
And I will do this anyway, but we might add another one, like at 300 we'll do something additional. Near the beginning of the stream.
Okay, I guess we'll raid someone else. All right, we'll raid someone else. Because Luxander's ending. Okay. Media share, Zan? We'll have to watch media share tomorrow. I've got some stuff that I'm going to work on tonight. Video-related stuff. So get excited for that. Hold on really quickly. I'm trying to find back to Twitch. There we go. Okay, we'll do the media share tonight. Just actually no, we'll do it later. We'll do it tomorrow. Who am I gonna raid? Who am I gonna raid? Fods is playing Elden Ring right now. We'll raid Fods. All right, everybody. Get in this stream and spam that Xanderhal sent you. Love from Xanderhal. You know, it's positive raid. All that. In the meantime, I love you all, everybody. Thank you so much for your support today. You guys were great. Yeah, go send good, nice things to Fods. Okay, he was one of my favorite YouTubers growing up, and highly influenced my comedy and personality, and inspired me to become a YouTuber. So if it weren't for him and several other YouTubers, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So send nice things. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Doo-doo fart.